Yo, what's good, everybody? What's going on? Got your boy Popped Heat back again. We here, man. Number
Oh
11.
yeah,
We
bro.
ready to do this Royal Rumble review. How
Yeah,
you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. How you?
I'm all right, man. It was a interesting week, but a real interesting week for wrestling. So can't wait to
Very,
get
very
into it.
interesting week. A very
Yeah, yeah.
strange end to the week too.
Very much so. It's even stranger that we had a pay-per-view on a Saturday instead of a Sunday. So that
Yeah, I
that
wonder if this is
definitely
going to
hurt.
be the norm now. I wonder if the Saturday is going to be the norm.
I heard this pay-per-view day was because the playoffs were on tonight for football, and
Is it?
maybe WWE didn't want to compete. You know what I mean? That's what I heard. I don't know to be the case of fact, but
I just want to double check now for the 19th, which is Elimination Chamber.
yep. And that's in Saudi Arabia, I believe. That's
Yeah, so that's natural. That would be on a Wednesday.
yeah. That most likely will be in the week sometime. So
Yeah,
we'll have to game plan for that
we
separately. I
can't
mean,
we
they
can't
might
play
be
it
able
on
to say that as
that.
Dynamite or something in the midday. So yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, because of the playoffs. I mean, it makes sense though. But without any further ado, I mean, we got two special guests. We've been talking about having them on for quite some time. Real excited to hear what they have to say, kind of about the state of wrestling and more so the pay per view we had. First up, we gonna bring out our, I mean, both of our kind of compadre and cohort and sidekick, or he's probably the supervillain, I guess. That's what we came up with. And it makes even more sense when you look at the shirt he's got on. Everybody, L Awesome for JKL. How you
What's up,
doing,
peeps? Oh man, why? How I become the supervillain of the group? I don't know. Where'd that start?
you're a
It was
super villain,
between
man.
you and Barbarian.
Barbarian
Just
started that. Yeah.
it's just safe just to admit it. I think that's the thing. Yeah.
Oh no, a villain doesn't think he's a villain of his story. I'm not a villain.
Everything he does is for a cause, okay? It all adds up
Yeah, it
somewhere in his
all
brain.
adds up. Exactly.
How you
Exactly.
doing today, brother? How's everything? How's the weekend?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Just I'm ready to talk about this Rumble.
Ain't
Let's
mad at
go.
I ain't mad at you. All right. Certainly last and not least, we got Nadia. We finally got you on, Nadia. She comes through every stream for everybody, but she's been through the wrestling stream showing support and love. So we
Yes,
really
yes.
are excited to have you by. How are you today?
I'm feeling better. Like last couple of weeks were challenging,
Hmm.
but now we're all good, all healthy,
Good.
and yeah.
That's good. Definitely. Glad to hear that for sure. And you get to be here with us now and not feel so crummy. You know what I mean? So this
Yeah.
will be hopefully a good experience. Hopefully nobody likes the Miz and wants them to win. We won't have any problems. First up, we're gonna try and do this in match card order. So if I get
Gotcha.
something wrong, I apologize, but this is from my recollection of last night. But the night started off with Seth versus Roman,
Hmm.
and it ended in a disqualification, pretty much with a
Which
frustrated Roman. But what I came to conclusion, y'all, is the throne felt threatened. So I'm gonna open the floor. We can go clockwise. Anybody just a little too antsy, whoever wants to take the floor, go ahead, man. Hear what y'all
well,
got to say.
well, I would like to go first,
Go
if that's
ahead.
okay with everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
Go
For
ahead, brother.
all,
Go ahead.
just for the audience, I don't watch wrestling anymore. I haven't really watched any wrestling for years. I mean, I may catch a match here or there or hear what's going on in the wrestling world, but I haven't been watching at all. So I really not invested in
Icon.
any character, any person, any match or whatever. So I say that to say that this first match, like I was just kind. Well, I remember when the Shield debuted. I was watching when they first came out. So when the Shield music hit, I was like, "Oh, okay, what's going on?" It got me hyped because I'm thinking of the Shield. And of course, Seth Rollins comes out, and
Mhm.
I don't know about his personality now. I was just kind of like, "Okay, what's this like?" because like I said, I haven't seen him since he's part of the Shield. He used to act totally different. So I'm like thrown off.
Well, to add context, brother, he's had like 4 or 5 different gimmicks since he left the Shield. So he had like this this beast thing when he was facing Brock Lesnar, and like some king sort of thing when he was facing Triple H.
Beast player, king player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's had all these. He had the Monday Night Messiah where he was trying to act like the savior of Raw and SmackDown.
Okay.
And he's just had, and this is all within the past 4 or 5 years. So it's not like we've gotten used to any version of Seth Rollins as much as he just changes stuff a lot. So we don't know either is what I'm getting at.
Okay, cool. Because I mean, I know people change gimmicks and stuff, and I wasn't expecting him to act the exact same from the Shield, but it was just kind of like, it was just so different. I was just like, he's like a different person. But but all right, let me go quick because I know it's 4 of us, and you guys don't like the show to be too long. But basically, I wasn't interested in the match until the end because the match went kind of how I thought it was gonna go. You know, Seth Rollins would use his speed and like try to use mind games. Roman Reigns was gonna use his strength and try to go hard. But that ending when Roman Reigns put him in the triangle, I think it was, and tried to yoke him out. And I was like, all right, he's going to get to the ropes. Roman Reigns not going to let go. He's going to get the DQ, keep the belt. Like, as soon as it started happening, that's exactly what came to mind. And then that's exactly what happened. And I was like, boo. I was just like, boo. That was such a crap ending. And again, I have no investment in either person or the matches. So it was just like a wash of a match to me. I was like, I hate when they do that. And I didn't even know who was supposed to win what, but I was disappointed.
Nadia, would you like to go next? Because that very sums it up pretty much.
Looks like she's trying to find a spot.
Go with Vince. I'm not in my office.
Okay. No problem. Pop Heat.
Possibly one of the better matches for the night. There's a few problems with. There's a few problems with this match. The thing is, I've got unfortunate suspicion that all of the creative that was done in this match was done with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and not creative themselves. What I'm talking about is Seth Rollins coming out as a Shield member again. Definitely not WWE creative. That's all Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns acting like a mindless buffoon at the end of the match. That is definitely WWE creative, ruining something good once again. The match, the spots between everything was fantastic. I loved it. I loved that they had Seth Rollins use the various power bombs during the match to a bigger opponent like Roman Reigns, which was really, really cool. Because as Al said, they used his speed in the beginning, and then all of a sudden he went on an attack in a big way, right? The only problem I have with this is it made Roman look extremely weak. And considering Roman Reigns is going to move on to a bigger story, that was a really stupid idea. At the moment, we don't even know where Seth Rollins is going next. But they're plotting, making him seem like the bigger or the more important character in the storyline, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
So, yeah. Otherwise, I enjoyed the match. It was fun. Jumping around, doing all those fast moves and stuff. Yeah. It's a decent match.
I will say, just to go back, I mean, I don't want to take the spotlight, but I did enjoy a lot of the spots in the match, though. They had some good moves, some good work. So I won't say that it was a total, like, crap match. It did have its moments that had me going, oh, crap. So, yeah, just throw that in there. All right.
You all right, brother? You all right? Now you all good? You ready to?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Give us what you got.
First off, I was happy that Roman was starting this match was starting, because I think Roman Reigns deserved to be the first match, not the last match. I thought it was a good match. I thought what Seth Rollins did was awesome. I thought that when the Shield thing happened, I was like, whoa, that's awesome and everything. I thought everything was great. The high flying things, that he tries to do the spirit, does the pedigree and everything. But like you guys said,
Good spot, yeah.
the DQ made it so with everything considering, I gave that match a 3.5 out of 5.
Ooh, okay.
She giving it stars. You might be fired, man. You haven't given one match 1-star rating at all. Period. I don't know. You might be like.
Listen, I'm sorry. If I can just jump in a second, just talking about that nice spot that Nadia mentioned, the spear into the pedigree, right? Mentioning the cerebral assassin, right? Well, they actually technically didn't mention the cerebral assassin. They said the cerebral Rollins or cerebral Seth or something stupid like that.
Yes, they did.
You can kind of hear that possibly Vince McMahon is not in their ears anymore, and this is proving why he needs to be in their ears, because they say stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there were a few parts where they did
there's a few parts where they said things which was clearly dumb, and it's not in character for Michael Cole to say.
Yeah.
Which was it was ludicrous, and I hate this because you're proving a old man that needs to move on, right? And it just makes him want to stay longer. And this is the troubles in a troubled water. Anyway, sorry. It's not,
and that's what makes it going.
Where to begin? Okay, I don't know nobody be mad at me, man. Don't be mad at me. I'll just tell you how I feel. First off, I didn't like the match to begin with. We talked about this last week. I didn't
just kick this guy off. Just kick this guy off the blame. Didn't like the match. Screw this man.
Look, I wasn't excited for it, man. I just wasn't excited for it because I knew the only thing they were going for is that nobody has beaten Roman except for Seth is the only one left, quote unquote. And then they were just going to play on Shield stuff, which is what they did. And then that's Friday, going from this last Friday to Saturday, you could see Seth doing this cheesy ass Joker sort of thing. That's what he was going for because people were pointing out. I mean, I could see it that's what he was doing, but it's just like, we get it. Like, you're a lunatic now, but are you going to make a whole like Joker gimmick because all the other gimmicks you didn't work out? Because you're just sitting there laughing. You guys remember the scene in The Dark Knight where Batman is beating up the Joker, but he keeps laughing at him.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
It looks like it.
Yeah, and he played off more of it on Friday because he actually could do a promo, and they had like a little spot where Roman missed the Superman punch, and then Seth like escaped out of the ring and was like cackling and stuff. So I mean, I could see what they were doing the whole time. And the only thing I did like, and nobody's gonna like this, is the finish. Because I don't see any point of having the match if you're going to have Roman win, especially whenever you want to have Brock versus him at WrestleMania, most likely. So for Roman to lose the title and then Seth to take it, and then them have to figure out how to get Roman a title or Brock a title before WrestleMania, seems like they're in a big mess anyways because of everything they did with the Big E situation. So we go back to Big E and Bobby Lashley and all that. They set up the Roman and whatever he was going to do at the Royal Rumble to be a complete farce. That's why we know what happened later on with Roman interrupting another match. So we know that match didn't mean anything. They were just trying to get him in a match to, add some storyline for later on. I didn't get it. I thought it was all dumb. It was pointless. That was just me. I know a lot of people might not. But anything else anybody want to add? I mean, we got time, so there's not a lot.
I'm definitely surprised. Sorry to do that. I'm surprised that it opened. I am. I don't know. Just considering, to be honest, I actually was expecting the grid couple versus
the mixed tag.
The mixed tag? Yeah, I was expecting that to start off. To be honest, when I didn't see it so late into the show, I thought it was actually on the pre-show because I didn't watch the pre-show. So I thought, okay, now we know what was on the pre-show. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly didn't expect it to be the starter. But yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that it was a starter match too, because when I started watching, I was like, first, I didn't watch that match first though. I skipped further into the show and watched the mixed tag first because that was the match I was excited to see because I know all four of them, and I was like, okay, I want to start off watching people I knew. But
that's a safe bet, huh?
Yeah, but when I went back, I was like, oh, they started with one of the big championship matches, so. But see, when they do stuff like that, it kind of diminishes the importance of the match because you put the more important matches later in the show. So, it kind of made me feel like, all right, this match really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So
I was happy that was the first match.
I'm okay with it being the first match. I just think in the middle of the show, it seems like the past almost a couple years, they make the real stale matches or matches we don't care about in the middle of the show, and it makes it harder to get through it. Because no offense to all the four people in that match that JKL, it was another meaningless.
Well, yeah, it was.
It's just like based off of what they were doing. It's like, but why is Edge and the Miz facing each other anyways? Yeah, I get the match before, but that didn't explain. Still, like they had a whole sit down with the Miz and I still don't get it. Like it doesn't make sense to me, So they just put matches like that. I think, like you said, it diminished it because you should have a proper build. Like this is going to be a serious. Like we all felt about Bobby and Brock. Like whenever that came, it was like okay, now it's starting to get juicy. So
See, but it seemed like they had this thing where it was like a high, then it went down, then it came up a little, went down, and then ended on a high.
Maybe they do it by design because they want to keep people in the pay-per-view and not like miss this part and catch the end.
Well, and one of the things they want to do, especially for TV, is they want their arenas full. And if you put the slower matches nobody wants to see first, then people feel like they can come late. So you got to put important matches first so people go, oh, we got to get there so they can have a full arena. So it's all part of the plan, but
Well, moving on, we had the second match of the night, which I was surprised by, and I also felt like, other than we'll get to the ending and everything, but had what happened at the end didn't happen, I would have figured the 30 women's match, the 30 woman Rumble match would have been the last match or the last Rumble match, but it was second. And after reports broke, I kind of knew what they were going because, that's just kind of Vince and his booking. It's easy to tell, but it was a rowdy Rumble and Ronda wishes she was the rowdy one himself. She won the Rumble. How do y'all feel about the match?
Boo.
And about her winning and
You got that right.
All right. I didn't know everybody who's going to be in the Rumble because I don't watch. So I did hear certain names who was supposed to be coming, like Mickie James. They were making a big deal because she's part of a different company. So I'm like, oh, okay. That ought to be cool. And I knew a lot of the older people would come back, like some of the classic divas. I didn't know exactly who, but I'm like, all right. And then, of course, since I'm not watching right now, everybody who's currently in the company, they're all new to me anyway, most of them. So I'm like, all right, whatever. But basically, as soon as I saw Ronda Rousey come out, I was like, okay, she's going to win. I was like, there's no way. She's been out the company for what, like 2 years now, something like that. And she comes back, I'm like, yeah, she's going to win. Like, it didn't surprise me at all. The match itself, though, had some good spots. Like, what's her name? Bianca Belair? Is that her name? Oh, loved her. When she came, I was like, okay, I like her. Who's the other one I sent to you, Pop Heat? The chick in the leather?
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, Ripley. I was like, oh my God, I love her. Um,
Same.
and there were a couple others. I was like, okay, I might have to get back into some women's wrestling. I was really upset how they did my girl Naomi, but I know they're setting up a rivalry with the other chick who pulled her out. So I'm like, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was gonna win, but you know, it's like you have your favorites. So, and I've always been a big Naomi fan. When I saw Cameron, I was like, oh, they're gonna bring them back. The Funkadactyl's coming back.
Yeah, I think everybody was surprised at Cameron, to be honest.
So that was good. I mean, a lot of the entrants, I was pleasantly surprised by. The superhero chick, what's her name?
Nikki Ash.
Yeah, Ash. I was like, okay, she's like a little Mighty Molly, and then Mighty Molly came out. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, they were gonna team up or something. And when she ambushed her, I was like, oh my god, why they do Molly like that? Come on! But it was so good. I was thoroughly entertained by the women's Royal Rumble. The only downside to it, well, not only, but the main downside to me is that you could see there were a lot of times where a lot of them were standing around waiting to see what to do, which is, if you watch, I mean, almost every Royal Rumble or Battle Royal, you have certain times where that happens, but it was so noticeable. Like, they were literally walking around looking to see what to do. They would just randomly hit somebody, and then they would react and then go back to what they would do. It's like, nobody was really calling the shots. It was just kind of like, all right, we gotta stall till this person comes out because these people have to do this spot, and then we gotta stall again till this person comes out because these people have to do this spot. Like,
do you see why it's not as fun as it used to be anymore, brother?
Yeah, because
everything we are left with people pretending to be wrestlers, and they're just out there fulfilling a role that a writer told them to do.
Right.
And in the meantime, they're like, oh, let's talk about our cheese diet in the corner over here and pull each other's hair and slap each other. Like, and it's even worse with the guys. The guys do the same thing, and it's even worse because most of them are way more experienced, and it's even worse.
The men's Royal Rumble, you noticed it a lot too. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But again, since I haven't watched in so long, I was still entertained. I was just kind of like, I could tell when people were just standing around waiting to see what to do. And you could tell, like, the more experienced people, you know, they were trying to keep things going and trying to do stuff. But then the younger or less experienced ones, you could see they were just they were waiting to be told what to do. Like, all right, what should I do? Okay, I got to be out the way. Let me hang out in this corner, or let me randomly hit this person, then run away and randomly hit this person. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was all right. It was like I said, I was entertained. I don't remember every single thing that happened, but there were a lot of parts where I was just kind of like, okay, this was cool, or okay, that was cool, or you know. So, and I did appreciate the announcers because they were given a history of certain characters. So, like I said, I haven't been watching it forever, so I didn't know a lot of the stuff. But they were like, oh, they were tag team partners, and this is happening, and oh, they got a rival. I was like, okay, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, they have to do that pretty much at every major pay-per-view because they know they're going to be getting somebody that's new, and they have to tell this stuff for people that tune out for a few weeks. So it's pretty normal. But Nadia, you got anything you want to ask? While you go ahead, Nadia, I'm gonna put up the list of entrants. So.
Oh, good. So for me, I gotta say the match was okay, but I was a little disappointed with that match because yes, there was some good surprising entries and everything, but sadly, I thought that certain bigger names would have been there. And what was sad is that Alexa Bliss not even in the Royal Rumble, and I think that was very disappointing.
Yeah, that disappointed me too. I was expecting to see her.
And when I saw Ronda Rousey came out, I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no.
I was there with you. I was like, okay, she's gonna win.
Not this part-timer will win this and blah blah blah, and we'll give her a title shot, blah 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 blah. I was like, no.
Yep.
But it was fun to see Cameron and with Naomi and everything. But for me, this rivalry between Sonya and Naomi, I'm sorry, but it's getting boring. I'm sorry to say this. For me, it's boring because how many times they did the boss thing and this thing. They did it multiple times. So for me, they should stop doing that. It's getting stale. I'm sorry, but it's getting stale. And I think that it was a little disappointing that there was no NXT girls. It's like almost every year there was some, and now there was none.
Wasn't one of them from NXT? I thought the one with the green hair.
It was a fresh. She was fresh from NXT. She's been on the main roster for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's technically on the main roster, but Nadia is saying like somebody that's currently on NXT.
Right. Yes.
Come up as a surprise entrant. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that they'll be moved up. That just means that they were on the Rumble. That's it.
Yeah. And number 30 was like flat. For me, number 30 was flat.
Yeah, who was 30 again? I don't even remember.
Shayna Baszler.
Oh, she was the other MMA.
With Ronda.
Yeah. The announcers kind of like tried to fill you in on the history, like they were friends or whatever. And I was like, okay, they're probably going to team up and clear out the ring or whatever. But yeah, I was just kind of like, okay.
And
like
I have my own opinions on them, so.
Like 30, I was expecting a bigger name that was like more well known.
Look,
it was
it would have been cool, but sadly, Bailey was at home watching it, but that would have been fun.
Yeah, Bailey would have been cool.
That's who I wanted to be in it. I thought it was gonna be Bailey.
Exactly. But the thing is, I wanted Bailey, but what would have been fun is that you're there and you think you're gonna hear her evil song, but it's the good song, and then there's Huggable Bailey back, and that would have been like, I think that if she would have been back, the people would have screamed their hearts out.
Yeah, I think so. And I was expecting Trish also, because Lita was there, and I was like, oh, Trish. Because I know Trish was tweeting something about wrestling recently, and I was like, oh, maybe she's going to be at the Rumble. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I figured because Mickey James, Lita, Ivory.
And Ivory.
Oh my God, Ivory, that was so awesome.
The Ivory spot, I loved it.
Oh my God. I was yes.
That was one of the coolest parts. Like when I heard certain music, and I was like, because I know that music, I was like, oh my God. That was cool.
But I love when Mickey James came out, she had the title. I was like,
yes. They actually let her come out with the belt. I was like,
and her music from Impact, not
that was awesome. Okay. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But because of certain things, I wish I was able to put more stars, but sadly, because of everything and the winner, it's 3 stars.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it.
Hey, I'm not either. Like I said, it was entertaining for me because I haven't been watching and getting to see a lot of the older people I loved watching back in the day, and getting to see some of the newer people who I have no idea who they are got me interested. And they had some good spots, like the Ivory spot. I forgot all about it. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But she came out.
Melina
and she
was
started
cool.
talking. That was cool.
Melina, number 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Melina was really good.
I hate how she got it eliminated.
I didn't like that either.
I didn't like that. I thought that
was cool.
Especially if you see how emotional she was being there.
Yes.
And then they eliminated her like that. I was like, this is why nobody comes here, Vince. You always be
right.
bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah, her and Sasha Banks starting, it was really good. I like that. I was like, okay.
But I have to give a bonus star to Sasha for her ring gear. I loved her ring gear.
Yes.
Oh, Sailor Moon?
The Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah. Pop Heat, brother? He's thinking over there. He's thinking.
He's just letting us go. He's letting us go.
Well, look, there's a few things, one or two things that actually count for both Rumbles. One of the things is in regards to NXT members. They actually mentioned, I think, about a week ago, that there weren't going to be any NXT stars on the actual Rumble since Vince taking over from NXT. So I wasn't expecting any NXT stars at all. I was expecting more surprises. The reason why I say that, I was talking to Fetz last week about the whole element of the Royal Rumble is the actual surprises. That's the element. And we'll get to the men's Rumble when it comes time. But the one thing that I did not enjoy too was the fact that they didn't pan to the entrance when the entrance music played.
Not consistently, no.
Not consistently. I think they maybe done it once or twice, but wasn't enough for me to actually freaking notice it, to be honest. And the thing is, I feel that they should have panned to the entrance every time someone came out. But you know what they were doing? They were trying to save it for special people all the time, which is the stupidest thing that you can do. Because then you put in your what you're doing is you're putting people above your regular stars, which is not needed.
Right.
All right. That being said, in regards to what you guys were talking about, in regards, it looked like they were talking about the biggest load of bullshit in the corner and all that sort of thing. The reason for that is they're not allowed to do anything. They've told this is what you do, and Fetz did touch on it. Fetz did say that's what Chris says, and that's the wrong part of it.
Right.
But that's the problem with that is that's not only the Women's Royal Rumble, that's the aspect of WWE at the moment. Right? So you're not allowed to do that because you aren't ready. You know, no one gets given chances. No one's allowed to break out. The myth of a breakout star is just a myth at this point in WWE. It doesn't exist. Right? As the Royal Rumble in a whole, if you're going to bring older stars back, at least let them get into the ring a little bit before the freaking match.
Yeah.
Right? I saw ring rust by Lita. I saw ring rust by Michelle McCool. I saw from the Bella Twins. I saw from
basically all of them.
I get what you guys were saying about Ivory and everything, but I just felt, you know, you get older generation, but then you get older generation.
Yeah.
That shit needs to stop. You can barely.
She was supposed to do though. I will say she got.
No, she done the job that she was meant to do.
They pushed her off.
Yeah, she done.
You know,
for Ivory and
she
Molly,
done the job. She done the job she was meant to do. Fair enough. So I do agree with that, and that part was done well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're giving all these liberties for people to be who they are, but they're not even on your actual current roster. Right. And when it comes to, and I'm a little bit saddened by it, but I could see that Alexa Bliss wasn't going to be in the Rumble. The moment last week on Monday Night Raw when they said Alexa Bliss live on Monday Raw next week, I knew she was going to be in the Rumble because they're advertising it for the night after the Rumble and not the actual Rumble.
Right. Okay.
Right. I did expect a lot more surprises. If I can remember offhand, I think Ronda Rousey's the only actual surprise. You know, in regards to people like Ivory and everything, you expect that in a Royal Rumble now because you expect you're going to have someone from the 80s coming in or the 90s, wherever the hell they come
80s, from. Damn.
I was
whatever. No, but honestly, you know, at this point, I can expect Vince McMahon to allow the janitor to come into the Women's Royal Rumble and just push the mop bucket down the fucking aisle. And excuse me to get emotional, I'm just tired of the gimmicks being used in the wrong way, and it's really, really silly, right? I know you guys are most probably going to hate me for this, but I appreciated Ronda Rousey in this Royal Rumble, and the reason for that is this time she took a lot of knocks, right? She didn't come in and dominate. She got thrown to the corner. I thought she was dead at one stage when she got thrown to the bottom of the turnbuckle. I was like, Jesus, is that girl still alive? I know she's an MMA fighter and everything, but oh my God, it's like a bus hitter.
That was a good spot.
It was brutal, like honestly. I like the chemistry between Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, the way they were walking and prancing around the ring, looking at each other and smiling, you know, giving that smirk. The only thing I would have changed with that, I would have let them beat up more people, to be honest. I would have let them throw around more people. It would have made it the whole idea more effective, in my opinion. You know, it would like these two alpha females prowling their lands that they're going to now take over. If you understand what I mean, because they are supposedly the alpha female in what's happening.
Right.
You know? And one more point to the Royal Rumble. I thought they were going to make Sasha Banks go from one
Yeah, I was
230.
hoping she'd be at least like
That's
in
what
the
I
final
would
four.
if they
I
had
was
done that.
hoping.
If they had done that, I wouldn't be jealous. I wouldn't be upset.
I
I would
was
be well
hoping.
pleased.
Yeah.
Because
Like-
she is an athlete that I can see doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting her to win, but when she came out number one, me knowing who she is in the company, I was like, all right, she's gonna be like one of the final four. She's gonna go to the end.
Yeah,
I didn't
actually,
think she was
honestly,
gonna
I
win,
thought
but I thought
when
she would
she
go
got
far further.
when
than
she got eliminated, I was dumbfounded. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
Yeah, I was too.
Okay.
That was a surprise elimination. So yeah. But overall, I think it was good. I think something that they should do in the Rumble. I don't know if they've ever done it before. Like I haven't seen a Rumble in forever, but I think you should get one of these. Like have Mickey James come in. If she had been like one of the final four, that'd have been so exciting. Like I wouldn't have expected her to win, but to get her that far,
I
it would
agree
at
with
least
you.
had you thinking like, are they really gonna do this? Are they gonna give her the chance? Like it would at least put it in my head, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the placement of people coming out is really shocking. It's shocking, both
certain people,
men's and women's
certain
Rumble.
people. Even if you had someone come out early, they should have went further in the match, in my opinion. There were certain people that I definitely think should have went further in, and some people that were in there that were like, "Okay, why are they still in there? Get them out of here!" Like, so, you know.
Something I would have liked to actually see is I actually would have loved to see Cameron and Naomi work a little bit in the ring together.
Yeah, because when
Yes.
Cameron
I
came
would have
out,
liked to see that.
I was like, all right, I know Naomi's in the match. I wonder if she's gonna come out soon enough so we could see their chemistry. But when
It
the
was
announcers
mixed.
started talking about talking to the chick about, yeah, her and Naomi are close, and she was like, oh, they were close. I'm like, okay, she's gonna go in and eliminate her. I was like,
Yeah, but you see,
so,
at that
like,
point,
I saw it coming.
at that point where Sonya said, "Oh, so if I did something to her, it will make Naomi really upset."
Yeah,
It's like, what you gonna do? Eliminate her from the Rumble? It's gonna make Naomi upset.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're trying to implement old school storylines into new school, but trying to make it PG so it's nice for people to watch.
Yeah.
Right? If this was in the Attitude Era, no, I'm not dwelling in the past, but it is the Attitude. Oh, if I did something to her, then you would have someone like flying into the ring with a steel chair and just smacking the poor person around. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know,
And
make
I'm
your
living in the
words
past.
mean something. Make your words mean something. If I did
We're-
something to her, it'll make Naomi upset. Throwing out the Royal Rumble is not going to make Naomi upset.
No.
Yeah, it was like that's the point.
It's not.
Like, you know that. So
like, yeah, I don't know.
I thought there would be more, but yeah, it was like, all right, she's gonna go
Yeah.
in and eliminate her, and then when Naomi comes out, she's gonna be pissed and go after her, and then of course Naomi came out next. I'm like, oh, okay, they wasted no time. Like, come on.
No.
So you know, it like I said, I enjoyed it overall. Yes, there were flaws, but as someone who hasn't watched wrestling in so long, I was like, all right, this was fun.
Yeah.
But definitely, the flaws were because there were so many people that weren't seasoned enough.
Yeah.
And then the people that did come in, it was people that were unseasoned. Excuse the expression. It's because they haven't been in the ring in like 46 years. Kelly came to the ring. I didn't even think it was Kelly. Who was that chick?
I was like,
Right?
that's not Kelly.
She had some sort of plastic surgery malfunction or some stupid shit. I've seen reports of it. And it's like, that's Kelly.
Yeah.
Who the hell's that?
I was like, why
I saw
her?
Kelly, she still looked like the same chick from ECW. Looked like she hadn't aged. And now she's trying to do cosmetic surgery to make herself not age. Well, oh, please, man, grow the fuck up.
Like Summer Rae. I didn't recognize Summer Rae.
Summer Rae was rough.
Yeah, Summer Rae. Yeah.
It was rough.
I'm not being rude, and I don't want to be disrespectful to the ladies or anything.
No,
but it looked like
you're
Summer
not.
Rae was wearing Summer Rae looked like she was wearing a wig, man.
I know.
Did you see the size of the
was like,
girl's
who
forehead?
is it?
Like,
Bro,
you know what I mean?
bro.
Hey. Keep your forehead to yourself, Fitz. Keep your forehead to yourself.
But
Put that cap back
Zelina's
on, young
outfit
man.
was awesome. Her outfit was awesome. Zelina's was awesome.
I feel, and your boys are gonna hate me.
Zelina,
Your boys are gonna hate me on this. I feel they're getting too revealing with the girls' outfits.
Oh
No,
God,
I'm not gonna hate
They
you.
were always like that.
They were a lot
That's
more
the
Before
thing.
realistic.
that,
They had
That's the
bra
thing.
and
before
panties
that, it
matches
was
whenever
like
I was a
that.
kid. I can't talk,
That's the
brother.
thing. This is
Nikki Bella
calm down,
was
Fez.
always
Calm
like
down.
that.
Yeah, they
Now
were a
look here.
lot
Now
more revealing
I
back in the day.
personally,
So I don't think
I
they were too
personally feel it. That's just me. That's just me. Going with the, I think what happened with the Melina thing is I kind of think Melina was meant to stay in longer,
Mhm.
but I think Sasha Banks read it that she couldn't handle it. If you looked at her composure and the way she was going on,
Mhm.
it looked like the. I don't think she went out there expecting to get cheered for as much as she did.
right.
It was overwhelming. She didn't. It was kind of like she was starstruck. You know, she was a deer in the headlights. Oh my god, what am I gonna do?
This
Right?
week we got a lot to disagree
She
on,
still
brother.
should've been.
Because I
Should've
love
been in
this
longer.
match, man. I love the match. I think you are right. The amount of new and old that's been away and the new that isn't so used to it, it was not as smooth as you would like it to be with some of the
Right.
spots.
Right.
To JKL's point, the whole standing around in the corner, waiting
Yeah.
on spots, waiting on entrance, waiting on your turn,
Yeah.
waiting on the hard cam, waiting on something to be sold. That got it.
Yeah.
That's fair too. But from what we have seen last year up until now, this was a step up. The only thing I didn't like was it's not that Ronda won. I have my own bit of heat with her anyway, so I ain't gonna get into that. But I think how they ended the Rumble last year with having big stars and new stars together as the final 4 and 3, because last year we had Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte maybe, I can't remember, but like we had it was a good Rumble last year for there not being any fans, as well as the ending. I think who won the Rumble was supposed to win the Rumble. This year, I don't agree how it came down to it, but it makes sense. Like Charlotte is in there and she's the champ, so you got to have the champ stay unless she gets like completely like overwhelmed by like 20 women. Then
I didn't like.
you can make an excuse for the champ that happened. And then you got Ronda. We all said it when her music hit.
Yeah.
When her music hit, we knew she was going to win.
Yeah.
Now you got to make it interesting because we all know that, and Vince knows that. So why doesn't he make it more interesting?
Right.
I'll never know. But my problem is just that from the first match to this match to all of the pay-per-view, even I guess the Rumble match itself was all predictable. You could sit back and be like, I figured, given if you told me the field, I'll be like, this person's gonna win. Why?
Yeah.
They haven't been around. Vince is up their ass, and it's who they are. Like, just look at the name; it speaks for itself. Charlotte is a champion, so she doesn't need it, and all the other women aren't relevant enough for Vince to main event WrestleMania. So, even with that, Ronda is the choice, and none of us are gonna like it. My only hoping is that she is a heel, because if she tries to act like a badass babyface, it's gonna end the same way. My thing with Ronda is she just don't respect the business. She doesn't. She wants to pretend and act like she does, but she don't fucking care. She doesn't, and that makes me sad, because you got the name Rowdy from the man himself right before he died. And he would slap the biggest man in the mouth if he said wrestling was fake. You go around parading it, not for storylines or because the office told you, but because you got beat up a couple times and now you see how real it is, as well as you see how real the fans are, and you can't handle it. So then you lash out and do the things you do. So that's my only problem with Ronda.
I heard about that. When she left, she was mad because the fans weren't like respecting her or
she was
cheering
mad
her
the
how
whole
she
time,
wanted.
bro.
Like,
at
be
any
a
point in
heel.
time, she
Make
had
them
any
hate you.
adversity.
That's fun.
But that's the thing, though. The WWE, they're like, if you have a big name outside of here and then you come in and our fans react to you in any way, it doesn't have to be good or bad. In any way, we'll put you on the top. And that is the first way to get us to hate you. Because if you want to show us that you don't care about fans or the business itself, but yet you're being pushed to the top, cough, cough, Roman Reigns, Like, it's not as bad with Roman. Obviously, his family is in the business, but stop, bro. If you could have been in the NFL, you would have been in the NFL. Now we're getting stuck with you being shoved down our throats. And
second like Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, right. And I can make an argument for another day that without all the things that happened to Roman, including him coming out saying that he had that illness, he would not be in the position he was today. That's just another topic for another day. But I don't have a problem with the Rumble. I think it's a stepping stone from because the women's Rumble and the talent of the women had ceased to exist. The Rumble was never a thing. And the talent for the women, it was pretty much washed after 08, 09. So we're dealing with a whole different crop of women. Yeah, we're used to the 4 horsewomen, but none of them were around except for Sasha and Charlotte, So we're all working with what we can. They brought back women. We got to think too. They got to fill in 30 spots for a woman.
Right. Yeah, not everybody's going to be a superstar and great. So I wasn't expecting that. So
so they got to bring in old as well as new and everything in between to just fill out the roster.
I like what they did. It just showed the inexperience of some of the people. That's all.
Okay. If I could just drop something just before we move on to the next part, bro. As much as she annoys me, I've got to give big props to Aaliyah. Aaliyah, she did a good showing in the Rumble this year, I think. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, hats off to her. As annoying as she is, she did a good showing. I just thought I had to mention that.
She's Canadian.
I was indifferent towards her. I was like, okay.
That's the new.
The thing is, JK, the thing is, look, listen, Jay. Sorry. The reason I say that is because all of a sudden, out of all the people they could have brought up from NXT at the time when they were still bringing NXT up, they brought her. Okay. She was still very new in NXT herself, right? She didn't get too over in NXT. She was decent enough, I suppose. But then all of a sudden, she was on the main roster. She was on SmackDown. She was getting a lot of limelight. Okay? And nobody could feel. But I just felt that on this occasion in the Royal Rumble, she held her own, and I think she performed well. But I would love to know why she's getting such a big push, though.
Well, the Aaliyah thing is interesting because she's actually been in NXT since their first groundbreaking. I don't know if you guys ever seen the groundbreaking episode. She's been there since then. They just never utilized her until the very end of the Black and Gold brand. And once it restarted, Vince didn't know what to do with a lot of people.
She actually came originally. She came out as like she used to come out like an Arabian princess, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And that didn't fit her. She felt she didn't finish. She tried something else. I feel that she did well, but maybe it's just not her gimmick. I don't know. But sorry.
Well, we gonna for me the next one
later then.
Oh, what was that, JK?
I said I guess I look forward to seeing her later then and some other stuff.
Hopefully this doesn't let her go, so we still gotta hold our breath on that. But moving on, I don't have too much to say about this match because it was like it is what it is match and was kind of predictable to me, but still the man, Becky Lynch retains the title. She got tossed around a little bit in the match, but it wasn't nothing that she couldn't overcome with all that star power she's got. Right. So she comes up with the W and victorious. What y'all think about that?
I will say I don't like Becky Lynch. I've never liked Becky Lynch.
Me too.
And I love Doudrop. For whatever reason, I never saw Doudrop before. Even the name, I was like, "Who the hell is Doudrop?" And when she came out, I was like, "Okay, I like this chick. She's doing some crazy athletic moves for a woman her size." Becky Lynch should have lost, and I was very disappointed that she retained. But again, it was a nothing match. It was like whatever. But it did introduce me to Doudrop, and I want to see more matches with her. So.
So as far as I know, Doudrop was actually big on the independent circuit. Nevin something, I think her name was.
Piper.
Massive. Piper Nevin, yeah. She was big on the independent circuit. I just feel that what screwed her up was bringing her in with Eva Marie. Whatever that chick's name is.
And the name. The name
Listen,
Big
I'm
time.
probably one of the only people that don't have a lot of heat on Eva Marie. There's a lot of people that have heat on her. I don't have much heat on her, but I just feel that it was the wrong person to pair up. I think Dewdrop should have come out on her own. I think that would have been the wiser thing, or into the WWE. When
We
I
talk about
saw,
Eva Marie, who used to have the red hair. She's still there.
yes,
No.
got
yeah,
fired.
she
just got
she
fired.
came back and then
Oh,
she
okay.
got released.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Brother, what would you think? What would you think of Dewdrop first being with Sasha while Sasha's nursing an injury on TV? Because you know
No,
they're
I
going to
don't.
bring her with
I
somebody.
I think Dewdrop would have been well enough to carry herself. To be honest,
You think so? I don't
definitely think
doubt
so.
you. It's just more so a Vince thing. What I'm getting at.
The thing is, it's just surprised on placements. She was in the crown. What was it? Queen's crown. What is it called again?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Queen's Crown.
No, Queen's crown. That was surprising. The thing is, they just did it wrong. This poor lady has no build up on her own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay. To be honest, when I saw that Roman Reigns won by disqualification, I thought that what was going to happen in the Becky Lynch match.
Okay.
That's how I thought Becky Lynch was going to win. But when I saw that the disqualification happened in the earlier match, I figured Becky Lynch was going to win because I don't think they were going to put the belt on Dewdrop because her placements in the various areas are just, it doesn't make sense, right? I'm not saying she's not deserving of the title. Don't get me wrong. I say she's definitely a future champion, and I hope it comes soon enough for her because she well deserves it because she's very, very good in the ring, right?
Yeah.
In regards to Becky Lynch, I think this big time Becky is bullshit. They shouldn't have brought her back as a heel. They should have brought her back as a face, and they should have milked the shit out of the face Becky. Honestly, I said it to you, Fitz, last week. Sorry, they don't need to give every returning star a championship.
Right. They like get the biggest.
They don't
push
need
right
to.
at the top. Yeah.
They don't need to. People can be stars without a championship.
Yeah.
Have a look at
Amen.
the baddest man on the planet, Jake the Snakes Roberts, who didn't win a single WWE championship bout his whole freaking career.
Yep.
Right? One of my favorite wrestlers, the guy that got me interested. Oh my God, he didn't win a championship. How possibly can he be someone's favorite? Do you know what I'm saying? Right?
I loved him.
When Becky was not hitting the manhandle slam, which I think is the poorest name for a finishing move in the history of man, right? The manhandles, I think they're losing the plot, right? And I know it's been called that since the time when she took it over from The Rock, and it's a modified Becky Lynch rock bottom. The manhandle slam is silly. It's feeding too much to the cheesy character that's becoming more cheesy and cheesier as it goes along, right? She couldn't hit it. Finally went for the avalanche manhandle slam, and I'm like, bruh, you telling me this chick is gonna not kick out of that?
Seth and Becky just go home until they are literally the Cody and Brandy of WWE, and people literally will not agree to
I'm
it.
not gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate. Listen, I'm not gonna hate on Becky. Becky does it in the ring.
Brother. It's okay to you.
Listen,
Can.
just calm down. Just calm down, Fitz. Just breathe
trying.
there a little bit. Just breathe there. I can hear you hyperventilating, getting excited there. Becky can do it. And as I said, they shouldn't have the belt on her. They should have milked the crap out of her as a non-championship running character. And what does that do to your women's division? Builds the stars, adds character to every other storyline besides your women's championship match.
Yep.
That's my opinion on that. Like,
yep.
I said it before last week in the review. I said this match and another match was a fast forward match for me, and most of it was. But I did appreciate the way Dewdrop moved around the ring. She was fantastic. If it wasn't Dewdrop, I wouldn't have watched the match.
Yeah, I watched it and I didn't expect Dewdrop to win because I was just kind of like, all right, she doesn't seem like they would put the belt on her. But again, considering I haven't been watching, I don't know the storylines. I don't know what they would do. Maybe they would surprise me. I was interested. But yeah, when Becky won, I was like, yeah, okay, like whatever. And I just don't like Becky Lynch. So
Nadia, you want to go ahead and then I'll go after you.
Sure. So I thought the match was great, was good. I didn't like what she was wearing, Becky, with the goats. That's like stupid. And for me, Dewdrop will always be Piper Niven. Will always be Piper Niven for me because I watched NXT UK, and in NXT UK, oh my god, I loved her. Loved her. Everything she did, her matches against Kaylee Ray, those were some of the best matches that I've ever seen on NXT UK. Like, yes, Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm and Kaylee Ray, but I thought that Kaylee Ray and Piper Niven had great storyline together. And even when they had that triple threat match, Toni Storm, Kaylee Ray, and Piper Niven, I thought that was an amazing match. But I agree with Pop Heat about her being with Eva Marie. That was the biggest, most horrible idea they ever did for her. And when I saw her name, I was like, what the heck is that name? I was like, what the hell is that name? I was like, no, boy. It doesn't go with her. I was like, why they didn't just kept the name she had and kept that amazing attitude she had from NXT UK and being that badass girl that she was in NXT UK. But now she's getting it slowly, but I don't know if she will be how she was in NXT UK. But Becky, I thought she was good. When I saw Becky Lynch the very first time, I loved Becky Lynch, how she was, steampunk Becky and everything. That was one of my favorite of Becky, when she was steampunk. And then when she was the man, that was okay. But now how she is, it's like this.
Right.
But I still give the match 3.5.
Okay.
Just for a frame of reference for everyone, this is
that's
Nevin.
Yeah.
NXT UK. And that's my thing, right? I don't like, sorry about that. I don't want your face not being. I do not like I don't like her name. I don't like Dewdrop. I think it's trash. I think it's childish. I think it makes her look stupid.
Yes.
It's an her name is dumb as hell. I'm sorry. Yeah. Dewdrop. It's you kidding? It's an
insulting name. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, yeah, exactly, bro. Secondly, what they have her wearing now is not flattering to her compared to what you see in this picture.
Right.
What she's wearing on Raw and the Rumble and all, it makes her look like Butterbean or Butterball or whatever, the boxer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's not flattering, as well as what y'all said about her coming in with fucking retardo.
Hey, relax,
Marie. I'm sorry, brother.
Your blood pressure, my brother. Your blood pressure.
Eva Marie is literally worse than Ronda. At least Ronda has value. Eva Marie is worthless to the T of every letter in that. Like, she is trash, and then you put somebody you want to now be in a match with the man at Royal Rumble, and we all just witnessed her be with the most worthless person on your TV show 4 months ago. And then, like Pops, he said, like, she has nothing behind her. She was in the Queen's Crown. She was in NXT UK. She did the thing with Eva Marie. She's been hopping. They look like that they weren't going to do nothing with her at all. And then out of nowhere, now she's into this storyline with Becky. Mm-hmm. Me and JKL don't give a damn about Becky. So that also don't help with me.
Hey, listen, guys. Can I give one more opinion on Becky quickly, guys? I didn't ever like the steampunk Becky. I thought it wasn't her.
I like that.
No, like, I honestly didn't think.
When I did
it was.
Then I have.
I thought it wasn't her. When she first became the man, and now when I say to you when she first became the man, when she got her nose broken by what's that chick's name again?
Nia
Jax.
Nia Jax.
Nia Jax.
Talk
Oof.
about a waste of time, right? That's just something for another day. But that time when she was first transitioning into the man, right, was awesome. But when you
yes,
came
she
to the
was.
realization that they were starting to turn the man, now the man I'm talking about is this. I'm going to bring a Funko Pop into the view here. This one, right? When she came out as the man, as it says there, jeans, sneakers, and a cool tank top, right?
Yeah. I don't have that pop.
That version of the man, I was getting behind, right?
Yes.
The second, just calm down, please. Just calm down. Go get yourself some sugar water or something. Get yourself some sugar water and just calm a little bit. Okay. The second that they started transitioning her into a female version of Conor McGregor, just because she's Irish, that's where the plot got lost immediately. Right?
Yeah.
And I can almost guarantee at that point that's where Fitz started not liking her. Because you both said to me now, as soon as she left the steampunk, right? And she was slowly transitioning to man, she was bearable, right? But when she started doing the outlandish things like a female version of Conor McGregor, that became problematic. Coming out in those ridiculous outfits that she's been coming out since she's come back, these stupid jackets, these stupid things,
Yes.
Do you
over
really
bombastic
think
and
that's
over
why Becky Lynch is
bragging.
trash, though? Be real, brother. Do you really think the clothing option it's not that the fact that she was like flavorless whenever she was the steampunk one, or now that she's the man, which she can't use because Ric Flair took it, so now they have to do something else, and they're still doing the man thing, but it's way over the fucking top, and it never made sense. And why are you calling a woman the man whenever now she's not doing anything that's worth the man worthy, like what she did with Nia Jackson, the whole broken nose thing, or her getting in Ronda's face? Like that credits you for being the man. You having it on your t-shirt and on a Funko Pop is cool advertisement, but whenever you come out and you're trying to act like
listen, you're just proving exactly what I just said.
I know,
you're proving what I said. You agree.
I'm sorry,
I
English.
think you just need to listen, bro. Listen, bro.
Yes.
We need to put your cap back on, bro.
Oh,
listen,
no.
You're thinking, Cap.
All right. Next.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
This
This is getting dangerous.
Yes.
All right. So on top, we got the rated couple. And I'm not talking about Miz and Maurice. You know, I'm talking about Old Faithful. No, bro. Get him out of here. Get him out.
Go in.
Awesome.
Awful.
Oh, man. Listen. This match, I was the most excited for because like
Me too.
I know all four people. I was a fan of all four of them. I love the Miz. Good guy Miz, bad guy Miz. I'm a Miz fan. I like the Miz. Mainly, I loved him from where he came from to where he is because he was like a super wrestling fan who was on like reality TV shows.
Real world.
Got his shot, worked hard, and loves the business, loves wrestling. So I like that type of story. So I'm always going to be a fan of his. But as far as his character, I like the arrogance. You know, I want to see him get his ass kicked, but I also want to see him do his thing. I enjoyed the match. It was not the greatest match. I've definitely seen better mixed tag matches, but it was good for what it was. My only issue is I wish the Miz and Maurice had won because I knew Edge and what's her face?
Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix was gonna win. I knew they were gonna win.
The Glamazon, sir.
There was that's what I was gonna call her, the Glamazon, but I didn't know if she still went by that. But yeah, I thought I figured they were gonna win, and every time, like at the end when Maurice came in and did the Hurricanrana and I was like, oh, and then he did the skull crusher for now. I was like, oh, okay. I was so excited. Then Edge kicked out. I was like, okay, yeah, Edge and Beth Phoenix about to win this match. So that's the only thing I did like. I wanted to see the Miz and Maurice win, but it was a good match. It was a fun match. Like I said, not the best, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. But it was like a nothing storyline. Like all four of them could have been in the Royal Rumble, and it would have been better. I think if they had been in the Royal Rumbles, it would have made for a better Rumbles overall. But yeah, I like this match. I still like this match.
I mean, you're a Miz fan. We can only say so much, JKL. You're a Miz fan.
Well, I'm a fan of all four of them, but if you're going to ask, of course I wanted the Miz to win. Come on. Come on. He's awesome. I'm awesome. He's awesome. Us awesome boys got to stick together.
Okay. Nadia, you want to go ahead?
I love that match. That was my favorite match of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was great.
Why was it your favorite, though?
Why? Because I think it was just awesome to see Edge with his wife working with his wife. That's really fun to see. And just how everything was great. Even Maurice, I was very surprised how she was. She did great in the match. How she did everything. And I think what Beth Phoenix did, that tribute to Luna Vachon, I think that was awesome. How she was. When I saw them, how they were dressed, I was like, they look like Vikings. It's like, because I watch Vikings, and when I saw it, I remember like I was watching Vikings, and I see it, I was like that's Edge. I was like, oh my god. And for me, when I saw them, I told my sister, I was like, that's the Lagatha and the Ragnar of WWE. When I saw them, like, I thought she looked. I was like, to my sister, I was like, if Lagatha had an army, Beth would have been her right hand next to her in the battle, being there next to her, you know. And I thought that everything was great. Like when they did the Glamazon, the Glamazon slam together, that was awesome. Yeah, the Glam slam, that was awesome. And what I love is that she wasn't scared to punch Miz. That was awesome.
Yeah,
like Sarah, yeah, especially that she was the second woman to be in the Men's Royal Rumble. It's like if I did that, I'm not scared of like
the Miz
hitting you and everything, you know. So yeah, so I thought it was great, and I thought it was cool. I think it was so cute at the end, seeing them sing their two girls. I think that was so adorable. Like, I was like, oh, it's just so cute. For this match, I give it a big 4-star.
You bumping up the star ratings, son. Now
it was a good match. Up to this point, it was the best match we're talking about, in my opinion.
Like a complete match, like all around.
Yeah,
got you.
I mean, you got four veterans in there.
True.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
True. POPDHEAT is unhappy. Look out. He is not.
Listen now, look, I'm gonna listen. I can swear to God, you guys are gonna think I'm not a wrestling fan at all.
Listen.
At this point, because all I'm doing is talking trash about these. Listen, okay, check this out. Now, I said last week on our review match, I mentioned the words, Maurice, did she actually wrestle? Don't know if you can remember that.
Yes,
I remember.
Yeah, she did.
I would like to put forward. Yeah. I made the comment saying I can't even remember her wrestling style.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Making points to the fact of, dude, she hasn't wrestled in years. Now, that being said, I feel that every person in this match, more so Maurice, did an awesome job.
Yeah.
Right?
They played their roles. They did their jobs. It was awesome.
I thought it was good. It was an entertaining match. But I just don't think it was needed. right? If you have a look at the grand scheme of it, right? What's going to happen next, right? Both parties have nothing going on. It was just another bring back some old people and have a match, right? Okay. In my opinion, they brought one of the biggest mistakes they did is they took Beth Phoenix off NXT commentary. I enjoyed her so much on NXT commentary. Now she's not there anymore. They brought her up to do the silly little feud with the Miz and Maurice, and now what's next? If she comes back to be a competitor in the women's division, I'll be well pleased. I'll be happy. But if it's just going to be for a one-time match thing, I think it was a silly move on their behalf, right? And I am really, really okay. Sorry, Nadia.
The thing is about Beth Phoenix, it wasn't the WWE. It was her that said that she wanted to leave because she wanted to be more with her kids, her family, and everything. That's why she left the NXT.
As well as it wasn't black and gold no more. It changed. She didn't like what they had changed it into, and it would
the
just
2.0.
Yeah, make more sense.
90s version of Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
I call it the 90s version.
To the point though, she was NXT. I liked her as the commentator.
Yeah, she was.
And the black and gold, right? I really did enjoy
amazing.
That. Right. Another thing that I'm really bored of, and I mentioned this last week, I'm tired of the Miz losing. I'm tired of it. Well, you got a well-seasoned, well-veteran wrestler, right? He's coming off like a coward every freaking second pay-per-view, right? He's not getting a win. I was saying to Fitz last week, maybe a slight or a big change to his actual character. Give the man something. He's been with the company for ages. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm bored of this guy losing all the time, and he's just constantly losing. Like Edge, fair enough. Edge is a great guy. I'm loving Edge, right? I'm glad he's back, but he was gone, and now he's back, and now people that have been there the whole time are losing to him.
Yeah, I understand.
It doesn't make sense to me, right?
Yeah.
I feel the Miz needs to get rewarded in this in a better way, in my opinion. I did enjoy the spots of the match; it was fantastic, and yes, one of my favorite matches of the week of the pay-per-view. I enjoyed the finish. Everyone expected maybe an Edge finish for them to do it. They actually spun us, and they did the Glamazon finish. Or what is the name of Beth Phoenix?
Glam Slam.
Glam Slam. I enjoyed that because nobody expected it, right?
Yeah,
and that was good.
It was,
and that's what you want to see.
It was. Yeah,
that's what
Jade
you want to see.
Steals it.
Yeah, but I think
it was very good. And that spot where you saw Maurice doing that Hurricanrana, I was like,
yeah, that was awesome.
What? You know what?
That was awesome.
And in my opinion, and this is where I'm talking about. This is where, and you guys won't agree with me, and I understand if you don't. This is where I talk about wardrobe is important, right? If you watch during the match, Maurice was digging her gear out of the ass
constantly.
Half the match,
to her front and her back through
half the match. I bet you if she was in something more comfortable, she could have performed a lot better. And I'm not saying it didn't come across better; it came across fantastic. Imagine how much more it would have come across if she wasn't busy addressing a wardrobe every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
What was the nipple rings? It's like it looked like she had nipple rings.
I wasn't looking at any nipples, Nadia. I think that's
no, but look, it's like how it was. She had like two rings where like the
oh no, they were like hook thingies off her thing. I don't
you think so? It looked like
I gotta look back, but yeah, I think they were hooks. I don't think they
but honestly, I just think that I don't know. I understand that, it's in today's age, that's what part of the appeal, sex appeal, women being proud and that sort of thing. I do understand that. But I mean, I just feel in this occasion, sometimes it's just not practical.
No.
That's what I mean. But yeah, it did surprise me. This was one of the matches that I said would be a fast forward match, and I don't agree with what I said last week. I enjoyed that match.
Well, shame on you for not keeping your word, buddy.
And
hey, just calm down. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Going to Pop Pete's point again. I haven't been watching wrestling for a while. I'm gonna keep saying that. So I didn't even know the Miz was on a losing streak. So that's another reason why.
No, he's not on a losing streak. He's not on a losing streak as per se. They just have the poor boy losing all the time.
He's on an irrelevant streak. That's what he means. That's what he means to say. I got you, Pop.
He should have definitely won.
I mean, I kept my word. I didn't really pay too much mind to it. I watched the finish. I mean, I don't know, brother. I know I'm gonna get shamed by everybody for everything I'm about to say, and it's okay.
I don't even know how you can call yourself a wrestling fan. Disgusting. Not even watch the match.
I mean, you call me a wrestling fan because I still watch Impact sometimes, so that's why you call me a wrestling fan. But I mean, I guess I'm in and out on the Miz more than any wrestler I think in the history of wrestling. I just. 1 minute I hear everything Jake L and you say about like his history, his background, how much he loves wrestling. I hear him say it, for crying out loud. And I just get all that, but to me, I just never been into the Miz. And then whenever he just, I don't know, to me it was whenever John Cena just kind of ate him alive and called him a pussy. That just kind of just did it. He didn't do anything. Like he didn't swell up at him. He didn't take the mic. He didn't tell him shut up. He didn't tell him to ease up. He just got called a pussy in front of his wife on national TV right before WrestleMania. So, and I think that's just pretty much summed up how I view the Miz's wrestling career. Is it's like he's the only guy I think I could put the Intercontinental title on it and it'd be relevant and mean something for 5 to 6 months. Whereas anybody else after the first month, I mean, we see where it is now.
Now listen to yourself. Listen to yourself saying what you're saying. In one way, you're telling us he's telling us he's irrelevant, but you're telling us at the same time he can add prestige to a middle card title that no one's able to do.
Hold on, brother. That doesn't take away from the fact that John Cena called him a pussy on live TV. I see he didn't mention.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
He didn't say anything about that. The last time he had an IC title reign was against Dolph Ziggler, and Maurice was there when she came back and was spraying him in the face every freaking match. Okay, I cannot take the Miz serious because even though he is constantly there, he is not consistently a great heel, and that is why and that has nothing to do with writing. Maybe him being consistently booked, not to win or lose, just being there booked in something important. That's maybe one argument, but just me caring about him. He just 1 minute he's doing the right things that a heel that's like, you know, like a sneaky heel would do, but then the next minute he's getting completely dogged and he doesn't get any upcomings to make the face want to come after him or anything. It's just always like I assume the Miz is gonna lose every time, and
I agree.
I don't know, him just being a weasel heel his whole career. It's not.
It didn't help him.
It's a complaint that he's been a weasel heel his whole career, and it's worse because he gets those spots like a who was the manager? Bobby Heenan. He gets those Bobby Heenan spots like when Bobby Heenan was literally in a weasel, but he doesn't get any W to back up all the interesting things the Miz does. So that's why I'm in and out on the Miz. I will never dog him like he's just utter garbage trash like Eva Marie, but also at the same time, I've seen better weasel heels in the history of wrestling than the Miz. And just because you've been there for a while, because they are so dependent on you and they don't know what to do, hell, they're going back in time to get Ivory to come back for a Royal Rumble. So WWE is just thirsty. They don't know what to do with anybody, and that's including the Miz. So
I agree.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? Your point when you say WWE is thirsty, I agree with you. They're thirsty, but you know what these idiots are doing? They're drinking sand. That's what they're doing.
Man,
let them back around your head and realize that is what it's. You know what I'm to. Oh,
What happened?
We drove him to the point. Now we just got to talk about Vince a little bit. Just talk about Vince a little bit, and that's
I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Do it.
All right. Anything else on this before we move on, man?
It was my favorite match.
Not mad
Yeah.
at it. If anybody
Mine
loves
too.
it, I'm not
Mine
mad at it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I just
Yeah.
give my boy some love. That's all I want.
You're about 12 years too late. We'll get a little love, brother. That's all. So up next, I think something that maybe surprised some of us, maybe didn't, maybe was interesting, had good hype around it, was a good long enough match. Who knows? Maybe somebody feels some type of way on like, but the almighty win, the almighty himself, Bobby Lashley, Bobby who?
Bobby.
Is now Bobby the champion, man.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about how it all unfolded, and how did you think about the hype of the match? Did it live up to it?
I don't know about the hype of the match. I mean, of course, the pre-match stuff, they never faced each other and all this stuff. I was like, okay, that's some good, building up to the match for people like me who haven't been around in a while.
It speaks for itself, really.
So I was like, okay. But the match itself wasn't that great in my opinion. I was just kind of like, oh, okay. They're both powerful. They're showing off their strength, but at the same time, it's like, the end was more of a shock to me than anything. And considering that I love Paul Heyman, to see him walk away with the Roman Reigns, I was like, I'm more excited to see what's going to happen next than I was at the outcome of the match. And it was almost like a cheap win for Lashley. Like, it didn't really give him any prestige. It was like, all right, he won, and he wasn't the one that cheated to win. He benefited from it. But again, it doesn't give him any prestige. It's not like he cleanly beat Brock Lesnar in the middle of the ring. It was like, all right, there was interference. So it doesn't do anything for Lashley. It does something for Roman Reigns. It does something for Brock Lesnar. It does something for Paul Heyman. Didn't do anything for Lashley. He left the champion, and to me, it was like, it really didn't matter that he left the champion.
And I think that's the only thing that matters to them, is because, like I said earlier, brother, you aren't caught up, but they screwed up this whole title picture. It shouldn't be the way it is now. So the reason why you feel that way is because WWE know they screwed up, and they're trying to put back together a main event they already had. And what they should have done is just said, this match between Brock and Roman Reigns at the last pay-per-view is now postponed because Roman has COVID.
Right.
So that's all you had to do. I mean, they overthought it and was like, oh, well, we have Brock. We have to use this date. Put him in this match and make everybody get smashed by him pretty much at the end. And he's the champ now. Yeah, that'll make sense. So that's how we pretty much got there, brother. Like, none of it makes sense. So it didn't do really anything for anyone. We're back where we were before. It did. Like, we're back where we were before Biggie lost the title, or before Biggie got the title and Bobby had it, and then we're back with Roman and Brock. So we back where we was 2 months ago, to be honest with you, brother.
Okay.
Just to cover you up.
It's like a long-winded reset.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was pointless.
Gotcha.
Nadia, floor is yours.
Now, the thing is about this match was, it was a good match. But the thing is, WWE made the biggest mistake ever to put the title on Bobby Lashley. The main reason why, and I just read it today, they didn't have any plans for Bobby Lashley for WrestleMania. They did the biggest mistake ever to put the title on him.
Lazy.
Lazy. See? They're like, oh, we don't know what to do with him on for WrestleMania, but we'll still put the title on him. I was like, really? 3 stars. That's it.
I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you. She kept it short, sweet, to the point, man. Pop Heat, boy, ain't you say his mind is working. I could see your mind working outside of your body right now.
Now listen, okay, guys. I'm gonna go back to last week again. There was this WrestleMania 20 match between two of the biggest stars at the current time.
Oh my god.
Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, right? And they decided, let's hold that there's no way a regular referee can handle the calamity of this match.
Yeah.
What did they do? They threw in the freaking Texas rattlesnake himself. Right?
He ended up being the best part of the match.
They made him look like a clown because all he did was stand around and try and push him between them every 5 or so few minutes. And it was not the match we expected because it just didn't really go anywhere. Right? I said last week, I hope it's not going to turn up that the Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar match is going to be one of those matches. And you know what it was?
It was
one of those matches. Fitz, if you were dodging me for 20 years and I was dodging you for 20 years and we really wanted to kick the shit out of each other, how long do you think that match would last?
5 seconds.
No. It'd be quite lengthy considering
it would probably be a good match.
Considering the status of and the what is the word I'm looking for? The athletes that are presented to us, right? Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, the alpha male of our species, right? That's how he's brought across to us. Bobby Lashley, right? A specimen, not even second best to Brock Lesnar, right? They throw each other in the ring with a few German suplexes. Bobby Lashley practically dies from one F5.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Where we've actually had other people wrestle Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar almost shat his pants trying to get these guys to stay down for the 3 counts. But here you got Bobby Lashley almost dying at the F5. Poor booking and poor story writing and poor scripting isn't even the word anymore. Right? And I'm not trying to give hate on it. I just don't appreciate it. Right? Don't get me excited for something that was in the making for 20 years and you turn it out to be the biggest load of shit on the pay-per-view. Right? And once again, I'm going to go on the record and say to you, thanks to our freaking tribal chief, the match was saved. Right? The match was saved by our tribal chief. Okay?
It was. Listen,
now,
I don't disagree with you at all.
This is what I'm hoping for, guys. Enough about trashing the boring old match, which should have been the match of the evening. Right? This is what I want from this. We all expecting it. Brock going over to SmackDown, because they've said he's a SmackDown superstar with one of their stupid slips over the fucking commentary table. Right? He's going to SmackDown. We know he's going there. Right? The tribal chief came to punch him in the face or whatever he did. I can't even remember. It was so quick. Right? I want to see Bobby Lashley and Big E program, and I want them to do Big E right. But I want Big E to get rid of this clowning around bullshit with the New Day. Right? They want to bring him back into the New Day because Xavier Woods is injured. I don't think that's right. If you want to build him as a single star, let's do it right. So what I'm hoping for is they're going to use this platform now to have Bobby Lashley, which would be a well-fitted opponent for another big athlete, which they did not mention at day one, although he's just as big as these other two, right? To build a platform for him to actually win the title and have a proper run, which the guy deserves. In my opinion.
I agree.
Don't know if you guys agree.
You said
I don't want to see this
much.
happy clappy bull. I don't want to see this happy clappy bullshit.
You said so much that I agree with, and then you said something that just you ran.
Okay,
right
tell me what
by.
it is. Tell me what you're gonna cry about, Fitz. Tell me.
Oh no.
You know what? Okay, buddy, listen to me. All right,
tell me what you're gonna.
Poppy. Listen to me. We are Mr. And then the tribal chief showed up to save a shit sandwich. Are you kidding me right now? Did you not hear what I just said? How we got here because of your precious tribal chief always lying about these illnesses of his? Do we not want to talk about that, huh? He came in and saved a shit sandwich, sir.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't. It was all shitty to begin with. Of course, it was up to him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You gotta stop with this, okay? You gotta coming in here every week with this.
We got Mark. Listen, we got Mark over there in the chat making more sense than any of the script writers in WWE right now. Bring back the 5 count, 5 count Big E. Right? Don't bring Big E. I want Big E Langston back, bro. That's who I want.
When we saw him with Ziggler.
Right? And I want them to have matches with Bobby Lashley from now until WrestleMania, where they can actually make the reputation of Bobby Lashley something again, instead of him flipping crying after one F5. Guys, come on, man. Yeah. Respect the stars that are staying.
In all seriousness,
that's what I said.
It was a wash. It was just, it was a wash of a match.
Yeah.
I think mostly because they didn't tell them to go out there and have a match and then we have a set spot at the end. They told them to go out and play this part and tell this story. And it's just like you said, it was just all lazy. It didn't make sense. They banked on the whole Roman coming out and spearing them thing to make that the match saver thing that made it make sense. And it was just like, you didn't need that. I would have rather seen Roman and Brock at Rumble and then seen Bobby and Brock at WrestleMania, because we all have, I don't want to see fucking
the thing
Brock.
Is I didn't want to see Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar after this match, because they would have beaten each other so much, like Apollo Crews versus Rocky, where Apollo Crews and Rocky Balboa didn't even know each other's names. That's how bad they beat the shit out of each other.
You mean Apollo Creed?
Apollo Creed. What is his name? Creed. What did I say? Apollo Crews.
Yes.
Apollo Crews. Wrestling.
I thought you was talking about another wrestler. I was like, who's Apollo Crews?
I'm getting excited here. My temperature is getting high.
That's right. But yeah, like I said, it basically did nothing for Lashley. It just built the story between Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman.
That's the biggest problem to me, is just that, okay, you did all that, but where does, like, if we're going back to the Big E theme, once again, I say, this is all pointless, because you were already doing that. Did you panic over one pay-per-view? Yeah. Are you retarded? I'm sorry to say that word, but they gotta be done. They have to be done, man. We
at this point apologizing for it. You said it like 60 million times in this episode. Right? We almost need to bring a count up to say how many times you've actually said it to people.
POPDHEAT, what do you call it then? We were already here a month ago. They changed it up and then gave us the same thing a month later. Like, I don't understand why you would do that if you aren't a little slow, like, to come to the smart conclusion. Why would you do this? I just don't get it. Like, we already had Big E and Bobby. We already had Roman and Brock. We already had Seth being Seth with Kevin Owens. Like, we already had the Doudrop and Becky thing. We don't need to see it again. Like, we get it. We get it. All y'all did was just show us we have to bring back old stars to make this relevant. And even then, with all the stars we had from back then, we will still fuck it up, because that's what we do. We put ourselves in these great positions to do awesome things, and then whenever it's time to actually run the race, we trip over everything in the fucking pathway, because that's what we do best. We're the WWE. I'm sorry, brother. Like, we can sit here and say it always come down
to
they never do what they execute everything like shit. They They have this great plan, and then whenever it's time for the plan to be set in motion, they're like, oh, well, let's just throw a lollipop in there just because, it looks colorful. They were like, but why the lollipop? Well, we convinced Vince to do it, so let's just go with that. They just anything, brother. You know it, Poppy. That's why he's sitting there like Big Daddy Cool. You know what I'm saying is true. It's not even the Miz. It's not Becky. It's not any of these people that we saw. It's the fact that they can't do shit. It's Vince and this damn creative shit and fucking Bruce Pritchard.
We don't need him anymore. We don't need them anymore. We need people that.
Hey, listen, guys. Fitz, you need some water there, bro. Yeah, you're bringing too much heat there, my bro. You're bringing too much heat. All his water's finished there. Look at this poor guy, man.
I'm empty.
Jesus. Listen, Fitz.
Oh God.
Let's talk about.
Can I tell you something I've learned? Do you know how old Vince's mother is?
Oh yeah, 101. She just passed.
Did she just pass? Yeah.
Yep, 101.
Yeah.
101.
Wow.
Right? Bless her heart and everything. I think Vince is going to follow suit. He's never going away, guys. He's staying with us, man.
A long time.
Yeah.
Especially with that HGH and all that. But we got two more. We got one more match, and then we got a rest of the week. We'll get up out of here. Okay. So the big news, other than Ronda's return, and I don't even know if it was big news, but Brock's backup plan to introduce himself and insert himself into the Rumble number 30.
That was crap. That was such crap.
Listen. Oh, you know what? You know what? I actually can.
When I heard his music, I was so pissed because. All right, you know the entrance for the Royal Rumble before the match, so the if you want to go by wrestling logic or story, then they already knew he was going to be in the Royal Rumble. So his match with Lashley for the title, so he was going to be in the Rumble with the title if he had won.
You try to explain it. It sounds so bad.
Right. I don't like when they do stuff like that. Like, why? Come on. The champion should never be in the Royal Rumble match. So that means he was going to either be the champion in the match or already knew he was going to lose and be in the match. Either way, it doesn't make sense.
That's why they make it a backup. It's a work. I told you the whole thing was, if we're looking at where we were a month ago, where we were at day one, and how we got here today, we would all be like, what the fuck? Because we were already here. You did all this. You wasted a whole 2-3 Rumbles and all those matches to put us right back where we were before day one. That makes no sense when you were already there. Why not build off of that? Yeah. This is why CM Punk left. This is why. This is exactly why. We are 3 months away from WrestleMania, and instead of having the next WrestleMania planned, you don't even have this one planned other than the arena.
Right.
So what are we doing?
Yeah. It was frustrating. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, guys.
Now, for me, it was I liked it, but I think it was one of the most disappointing Men Rumble match.
Agreed.
But I gotta say that there was still some good surprises. It could have been better. One part that I liked was, I don't know why, I like Johnny Knoxville. I don't know why, I thought it was funny. It was funny seeing his gang, and I was like, for sure that if it wasn't for what happened to Ryan Dunn, I bet he would been with them in the entrance with Johnny, but I know for sure he was looking down on them and saying, "Hey, you're freaking awesome doing this right now,"
Yeah, that was
And
actually very good. I enjoyed that.
it was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny, but I
I didn't know
think,
he was gonna be there. When I heard the music, I was like, "That's the Jackass music." What the?
yeah,
Fuck?
but I
Yep.
think
That's what I
how
said.
I think how I'm seeing it, I think we're gonna see Sammy versus Johnny at WrestleMania. I think that's what we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see that.
Really?
That would be funny. But I think it Bad Bunny, I think it was still cool to see him.
That was pretty good too. I don't even know who he is, but that was pretty cool. Go ahead.
He,
Sorry.
it's amazing. I think he's one of the celebrities
Mhm.
that is like so good. Like his match last year was amazing. I was like, he really worked his butt off
Mhm.
to be how he was with Damien Priest and everything. I thought that was he was still good. Shane McMahon, that was okay.
That was a
But
nice surprise. I
I
like
like
that.
yeah,
that surprise. To
yeah,
me, that was the
that
only
was a
real
good surprise. The pop was really good. The pop was good. One sad thing about this, for the first time ever, Kofi Kingston botched his
Yes.
move.
I want to talk about that because when he
Same.
Oh
did
my
it,
god.
when he did it, I was like, "Oh, did his feet touch?" And then the ref came over and was telling him, and I was like, "Yeah, they got it on camera. They're telling him his feet touched." I mean,
He
he wasn't supposed to
he
win.
wasn't
But one of the
supposed
things
That's
I like
fine.
about one of the
he
things I like about Kofi Kingston is he knows he wasn't winning the Royal Rumble. He's like, "All right, but let me do my thing. Let me get my one moment."
and he missed
Yeah,
it.
he messed it up. Yeah. And you could tell because after that, I think he was fighting KO at the time, right? And Kevin Owens kind of was
Yep.
like, "Okay, I'm lost as what to do now." You could
Yep.
tell they were like, "All right, now I gotta figure
Yeah.
out what to do next." So yeah.
It was
Go ahead, I'm
a
sorry.
big risk how he was doing it. It was a big risk. Like where he was and where
Yeah.
the rail was, that was really a big
Yeah.
risk.
I think what he was gonna do was grab onto the guardrail and get on top of it, and then
Yeah, and
walk
try to
on the
run back over.
guardrail
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
but
hop
he
back in the ring.
yeah, but he sadly wasn't
Yeah.
able to do
Yeah.
it.
It'd have been
But
so cool if he had pulled it off. But
yes, for
just
sure.
his momentum, his feet went down. It was
But
I
clear.
I
was
mean,
like,
they can
oh,
think of it in a good way. It was still a moment because we've never seen Kofi botch
missed.
something, and he didn't even botch it. Really, he just like, it's like, dang, like wow, like I can't believe that actually happened. To me, that was still a moment because we are so used to him doing it. This time he didn't. I was like, wow, this is gonna be the one Rumble Kofi didn't, get it started,
Yeah.
Too much momentum, just pulled his feet down.
Yeah.
But they could have still pulled it off because
Yes.
it'd have been easy for them to say the refs didn't see his feet hit.
Yeah, that as well as not show the replay.
Yeah.
Don't show the replay, and then
Yeah,
it'd have been
yeah, for
something on
sure,
Raw
yeah.
later. The replay
Yeah.
showed his feet hit. So what? He didn't win anyway. But
Right.
they
Yeah.
could have still went with it.
They could have spun it. Yeah.
But I'll tell you a little secret. When number 30 came on, when I saw number 30, I was like, clicked, went to bed. Didn't watch the ending. Didn't watch the ending. I was like,
click, went to bed.
Right.
I was like, okay, we're seeing. It's like, I was like, we've seen it a gazillion times now. We don't need Lesnar with the title. We don't need to have Roman Reigns having a long title reign and everything. And it's like, it's going to be like my sister told me, and I will say how she told me. She said, it's fucking bullshit. That's what she said.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, I
And
agree.
it's from my
I
mouth.
agree.
Me, little Angel Nadia said an F-bomb. Yes, she did.
Listen,
Little Angel Nice Nadia knows how to say big curse words. Yes.
when it happened, I'm telling you, when I heard his music hit, I was just like, oh, come on. Like, why?
And because of that,
why?
the Rumble is a 2.5.
And it had some, I mean, I'll admit, like,
Yeah, that low. Yes,
Spicy
that
take him
low.
out of you.
Later in the
That
match,
low.
I did get bored with it because a lot of the people in the match I had no attachment to, and you could see they were standing around waiting for
Mhm.
their spots and stuff. So it started off great because the first two people came out. I'm like, I know them, I love them, awesome. But towards the middle of the match, like after the Kofi botch, you could see there was a lot of standing around. What do we do now?
Yeah.
And then towards the end, I'm like, all right, you had Randy Orton, who I thought, okay, I think Randy Orton might win this. And his the dude he was working with, who
Matt
through most
Riddle.
Not really.
okay, yeah, through most of the match, I was like, who is this idiot? I don't like this guy. But then when he got together with Randy Orton, I saw it. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. This
They're a
is
tag team too, bro.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
let
It
you
was
know.
like,
Arcade Bro.
it was like I get it. Arcade Bro, they called them. I was like, okay, I get it now. I understand what's going on here. But even with like she was saying with Bad Bunny, I'm like, I don't know who this dude is. Obviously, he's a celebrity of some kind, but he was doing
A
good
music
moves and
artist.
stuff. I'm like, all right, he's doing his thing. I didn't think he was gonna win, but it was entertaining. Up all the way up until I heard Brock's music, and I was like, oh, okay, Brock's gonna win. And that just kind of killed the match for me. I was like, okay, never
But
mind.
here's a disappointing thing of the Royal Rumble match, and I think they missed a mark with it. They eliminated Dominic before his dad comes out,
Yeah, that was another thing.
and they could have done something very awesome with it, having like, oh, they're like, oh, let's help, da da da, and then Dominic throws out his dad saying, sorry, Dad, but it's my time now. You know, it's like
Yeah, I was.
they could have done something like that, but they flopped it. So yeah,
Yeah, I
that's why
agree with
it's
that.
2.5.
I agree with that. Like I was thinking, like they could have built something, even if it wasn't something where they actively threw one of them actively threw the other
Yeah.
out, maybe mistakenly helped them get thrown out of something. That would have been a bit more of a story. And it's not even a story they had to build on, but it would have been more emotional because people would have been
Yeah.
like, oh
Now they would
man.
have added a dimension for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So that was kind of a missed opportunity in my opinion.
Big missed opportunity.
Pop Heat, man, you got anything to say there, Doc? Vincent, Mr. Freeze.
I don't know if you guys are ready for this, but like this whole pay-per-view was pointless, wasn't it?
Very pointless.
Wasn't it? Wasn't
Well, for me,
No,
it
I'm just
wasn't.
messing. I'm just listen. I'm just messing. I'm messing with bits there, man. I'm messing with bits.
Oh.
Look, you guys. Before this match started, right? Before this pay-per-view started, more or less, plus or minus, a third of the entrants were named. A third.
Yeah.
How many surprise entrants were there?
Oh, I don't know.
I'd say one.
2.
Maybe 2.
And I don't know if
Okay.
any were for
Bad
me.
Bunny and Shane, that would be it for me.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm not counting
It was.
Brock.
In technicality, you need to count Brock because
Well, yeah,
He's-
technically,
he's a
yes.
surprise,
I didn't
technically.
expect him to be in it. I mean,
Bad
if you
Bunny,
ask
Shane
me,
McMahon.
Johnny Knoxville.
No,
Well,
Johnny
Johnny
Knoxville.
Knoxville, no.
We knew he was going to be in it, though.
He
I
I
knew
said
he was
it.
going to be in it.
Oh,
I didn't.
okay.
So it was a surprise for
Okay.
me.
Fair.
Now-
No, fair. That's fair.
Now,
And it was a great start. AJ and Shinsuke was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
No,
you know what it
Shinsuke.
was for me? The thing is,
I love Shane.
you can't treat your own stars right, but you got some punk, like, and listen, give me as much heat and anger as you want. You got this punk Bad Bunny coming into the ring as a surprise entrant.
I know.
Who the hell is this guy? Right? No, in comparison to the wrestling world, He had a goofy theme match with Damian Priest, whenever the hell it was. Last year WrestleMania, I can't remember when it was. Right? Irrelevance. Right? Who is he? He could have come in at number 4 or 5 or 6 and done the same thing that he'd done at the end of the match when WWE could have actually put more surprises in it. Something a little bit better. Right?
Like open the forbidden door again.
Nadia, I'm going to get to that, my dear. I'm going to get to that.
Sorry.
A third of the people were announced. 3 surprises. 3. Right? The stupidest booking was having Brock Lesnar come to the ring at number 30. 100% agreed, because he had a match set with Roman Reigns when Roman Reigns speared his ass. Right. When Brock Lesnar's music hit, I was so happy that his music hit. And the reason for that is I was so irritated at the Bad Bunny bullshit that they brought in there. Right? I've got nothing against the guy. He's very talented. He's very talented. We know he can hit a Spanish fly.
And the Canadian destroyer.
Yes. Listen, when he did that,
he can hit the Spanish fly and the Canadian destroyer. I agree.
So cool. That was.
I agree. 100%. He's got talent. I'm not saying he hasn't got talent. What I'm saying is that's easily a beginning start. Right? They could have put him anywhere else in the Royal Rumble besides the last 3 entrants, in my opinion. Right? Shane McMahon was coming into the ring. I was happy because it wasn't. I didn't even think of Shane McMahon. I didn't have him in my head. Right? They could, as Nadia said, which I thought would have been brilliant, they could have set up Rey Mysterio and his son. What would have been awesome is that Bad Bunny help Dominic eliminate his father or something.
Like I said, yeah.
They could have
if one of them eliminating the other would have been good...
Dominic could have had Bad Bunny in his ear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right? I'm not doubting his skill. He's very talented in the ring. I've seen him do amazing things. I feel the placement was very poor. It was ridiculous. And I thought it was the wrong thing to close the show with. Right?
Yeah.
I'm glad Brock Lesnar won it, because who else would there have been to win it?
AJ.
You could have had
AJ. If they brought AJ in at number 1 and Omos was in the match, AJ wasn't going to win. Because everything they built up for Omos and AJ would have been
Omos didn't even eliminate him
unto the point.
And then Randy Orton.
Okay. Working on that Kofi Kingston botch.
Yeah.
Right? I saw his feet touch when he landed. And I said to myself, I shouted to the kitchen and I said, Seth, his feet touched. My wife didn't know what the hell was going on. She just knows I'm shouting that his feet touched. And she's like, what's going on? She comes to me. They started playing the replay. I was so glad they did, because if they ignored it, it would have been the worst decision they've made.
Yes.
Because it was so blatantly clear when I first saw it, right? Because I was a little bit excited. What is he going to do? He's going to add some excitement to the match. I was watching intently, and I caught his feet touching the ground. So if they had ignored it, I would have been very disappointed, even more so. Yeah. Now,
they could have played.
Let's talk about this forbidden door business.
Because in the women's, wait, really quickly. In the women's match, didn't Natalya get eliminated, come back in and get eliminated again? Didn't she get thrown out twice?
They counted the elimination. They were just saying for shits and gigs, like she got eliminated again. What I don't like is with that spot is because if anybody's remember back in the day, Kurt Angle did the same thing to Shawn Michaels after Kurt Angle was eliminated. He then went inside the ring and then eliminated Shawn Michaels, and they count that as an elimination. That is the dumbest stuff ever.
Yeah,
like I don't care what wrestler I do or don't like.
Somebody else, right?
You can't eliminate somebody if you're already eliminated.
Right. You should
like that makes zero sense.
Yeah.
I'll even forgive them being eliminated and yanking somebody out of the ring from the outside.
Yeah, if you're outside, that's different.
But to go in the ring again and then eliminate somebody is so dumb.
Yeah.
But go ahead, POPDHEAT.
Yeah, go ahead, POPDHEAT. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say.
Yeah, we both sorry.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's talk about this little thing called the Forbidden Door. Right? This was an AEW thing.
That's not a euphemism, right? We're still talking wrestling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Gotcha.
This is an AEW thing, right? AEW started with a Forbidden Door when CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and all these guys stepping through the Forbidden Door. Kenny Omega going over to TNA or Impact, the Forbidden Door. Right? The only Forbidden Door that happened was AEW making an absolute embarrassment of WWE in regards to the Forbidden Door. The current AEW champion stating on Twitter, "I've got nothing else to do on a Saturday night. I normally hang out with my wife." Cody Rhodes' contract, supposedly non-existent at the moment, saying all these things and a few other things, I'm not going to remember them at the moment, all playing at the fact that there's the hidden door lingering around a Royal Rumble match and nothing happened. Right? I give props to them for saying Mickey James coming with Hardcore Country, and they actually mentioned Impact Champion on the name, on the little logo at the bottom. I give them props for that.
Letting her have the title.
It would have been better. Can I tell you something else? It would have been better if it wasn't a past WWE stop.
Yeah, that's another thing. It definitely gave
the fact that she's worked WWE.
Recently fired WWE star, by the way.
Yeah.
Recently, like within the past 4 months.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go over to say WWE need to let their wrestlers be wrestlers and stars. They need to let their people climb off their pedestal, right? Let Brock Lesnar maybe lose. Let Bobby Lashley lose. Let Roman Reigns lose. Let Seth Rollins lose. Right?
Let's run the perfect.
You know, let the big names lose. Do you know what's the nicest thing about AEW? Everybody's equal on the roster, besides Cody Rhodes. Okay, he's just
and CM Punk.
And CM Punk, yeah. But you know what I'm saying, though, right? Anybody can lose. You can't doubt in AEW anybody can lose. Okay. What I would have personally done is I would have had Brock Lesnar not win the Rumble. I'm not sure who they would have had to win the Rumble. Because I don't know, besides AJ Styles, he was too early, as we said, right?
Or Kevin Owens.
But that's a lost cause now. Kevin Owens is going to be a mid-card wrestler for the rest of the time. They're not going to bring him back. It's unfortunately, he's slowly becoming a Dolph Ziggler and a Bobby Roode.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler was in there. I was like, oh, Dolph Ziggler. I used to love Dolph Ziggler.
You know what I would have had?
T-shirt and everything.
They mentioned that he was in SmackDown or he's going to SmackDown. They would have said, sorry, Brock, you're not in the running anymore. You lost the title. You can't just come and get a title match here.
Right.
Then Brock's saying he's good on the mic now. And then, you know what they had Brock say? Tell me what I got to do. Right? They have him win a couple of matches on SmackDown. They've got the time to do it. and let him build up his rivalry with Roman Reigns. Let him win number one contenders match, right? Let him show up on every SmackDown and Raw that he's been doing for this whole year already so far. Make use of it. Let him come into the ring, win a few matches, right? What are you going to do? Everyone's going to know he's going to win, sure. So just play to the story. Let him come to the ring. Let him beat a couple of the SmackDown guys. You're already abusing them and misusing them, so you might as well make it part of the storyline.
Right.
You know? Have Tribal Chief turn face, maybe, and say, this is my kingdom, or whatever you want to call it, and I will defend them, and he defends them, and have Brock Lesnar proper heel. I don't know. It's just off my mind, just how to do it.
That would be pretty cool, though. Yeah, because have Brock, like, invading SmackDown, and have Roman Reigns, like, no, these are my peoples.
You see what I mean, though? Do you see what we're doing here? We're fixing a shit sandwich that they made for no reason. I'm sorry. I just can't, like, why do we have to, as fans, mentally pick up the pieces that they scattered because they're morons? Like, POPDHEAT is sitting there busting his brain to think of a good way to book a shit sandwich. Like, why did you make something that was organically fine with the whole Lesnar, Roman, and Paul Heyman thing? That's all you needed. Now you introduced all this other shit that doesn't even matter now.
Right.
At this point, I'm actually looking for something just to keep myself interested in WWE.
Man, look, I think this Rumble match was the worst men's Rumble match ever, period, in history. Not even close. I don't care what names you had in it. It shows again. We can have every name on a WWE 2K22 roster, and we'll still fuck it up. We'll still fuck it up. Why?
You know who was missing?
Write the show instead of book the show. And when we book the show, it's lazy booking. Just like Roman earlier, Brock is the only thing that saved this match. I don't agree that he should have won, but he is the only thing that made this worth it. There was no surprises. I'm not counting Bad Bunny. Fuck that. I'm not counting Bad Bunny. I'm not counting Bad Bunny. I'm not doing it.
He's not a contracted wrestler. He's not a contracted wrestler.
Right. No, exactly, bro. Look,
surprise would have been one of the
wrestler. He's not a wrestler. Okay.
Yeah.
Second, Johnny Knoxville already took the celebrity spot. He already got all the finishers done to him.
Right.
Move on. Brock Lesnar does not count. He's on the roster. I knew they were going to do that once they did what they did earlier. It was easy. Why? Because like you said, they announced a third of the list and left it blank. Why? Because they knew they didn't have shit. What WWE Hall of Famer we had come back for the men's match? What Forbidden Door person did we have come for the men's match? What important storyline did we have in the men's match besides Brock Lesnar? What surprise did we have? What was good about that match? Like what? Nothing. To me, nothing. Not even the Brock Lesnar thing. I don't even like it. It was just they like I said, they fucked it up before and they didn't know what to do with it, and they should have left it alone. And they could have had Bobby or Big E the champion, and Bobby or Big E could have won the Rumble. Or my thing is, going into it, AJ should have won because it was the only story you could tell. Him coming in at number one was a bonus. He's never won the Royal Rumble, and that's the only thing he has left to do other than main event WrestleMania.
Right. Yeah.
It writes itself, for crying out loud. Like, when it writes itself, either have Big E or Bobby win or have AJ win, and it makes some sort of sense and you could salvage it. Randy's won it too many times. Riddle's in a tag team. Everybody that we all used to love or care about is irrelevant or in a tag team. Shinsuke is the IC champion. Like, it's so much people. It was so easy to tell what was going on after they did with it. Why would Roman come out there after everything him and Brock have been going through the past week if that wasn't going to be the case? So again, I hate to be the guy that's like, they're interested in making money, which is why the Brock finish made sense. Whereas the fan in me is like, I think the whole match was dumb, and I don't know what they would. Who would have won other than AJ besides Brock? Anybody that it would be good? Not just make sense, but be good, and it would be interesting and enough to main event WrestleMania.
Right.
Ooh.
I mean, I get what you're saying, because I do the same thing. I think from a business standpoint, and I think from a fan standpoint. But I can't think from a business standpoint because I don't know what's been happening.
Right.
So I don't know who's the person.
No, agreed.
Push or whatever.
Understood.
But yeah, like from the business standpoint, yes, Brock Lesnar, yeah, it makes sense. Makes 100% sense.
But I'm only saying that based on how they booked it. That's not even what. If you could restart the year, you don't have to have Brock there. But that's what they did the past month, brother. They screwed it all up. They just screwed it all up, man.
I'm just saying, like storyline wise, it just doesn't make sense because he was just he had the belt, he was a champion. Why would he have entered the Royal Rumble? And then, of course, luckily, he just happened to get number 30. Really,
you couldn't show him beating an entrant up in the back to get his shot, to get that spot back, so he could do it. Anything than what they did. That's what I'm saying. Like, even within this, they fucked up the stories they were telling just to make him number one contender when he was the champion.
Yeah,
this makes no sense. You just had him facing Roman at day one a month ago.
Like, they could even put in like a little backstage scene where whoever number 30 was supposed to come out and
that's
got
what
hurt
I'm saying.
or something.
Brock beats up the number 30 backstage, and they didn't even do that.
And then Brock comes out. Like, it could have been something. Even if you didn't want to have him beat up the number 30 entry, because you want to keep him a face. Like, something happened to the number 30. He slipped and fell, whatever. And Brock was like, I'm going in. They could have did something to make it make more sense.
Just a few more things to mention here. Going on Pop Bros, Mark Boak said it. Drew McIntyre, I stopped taking that man seriously when he started bringing that stupid sword.
Hell no.
When he started bringing that stupid sword to the ring, that's when I stopped taking him serious anymore.
Exactly.
I didn't think he was going to win that. When he came to the ring, I had no excitement at all. I was like, oh.
After his NXT debut, I lost excitement because after he left NXT, he's been staler than the stalest cracker in your cabinet right now that's been left out for months. Like, he is just like, it's like John Cena, but Drew McIntyre version, and it's stale. It's not even good. Don't shoot the messenger. He does the same 5 moves of doom. He has the same attitude. He comes out, does the rah with the sword, and that's Drew right now. That's been Drew for the past year. I don't want him to be that way, but
there's one quick point on Drew that I want to touch on before I go to my last 2 points. Psycho, so what's it called? Sorry, Scottish psychopath or psycho, whatever he was called. That's the Drew I want, and I want him to rip wild. Okay. Secondly, I think the only man that could have saved this pay-per-view, and whether you like it or not, Fitz, his name is John Cena.
John Cena.
You're lucky we co-host this show together because I don't feel right removing this with that comment.
Just messing. Listen to me. It would have been cool. A lot of fans were saying if John Cena was an entrant, and this would have been better than Bad Bunny, if he came into the Royal Rumble as an entrant as the Peacemaker.
Oh, that would have been so funny.
People would have loved that. That would have been much better than. Yeah, that would have been much better.
Oh,
that would have been much better than Bad Bunny. And then moving on to, I suppose, my last point, which is sad. It was a meme. But I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a picture of the Khan guy. I don't know what his first name is.
Tony Khan.
First name, Tony Khan. That's it. Not the nice one. The other guy. The WWE version.
Nick Khan.
Nick Khan.
I thought you meant, okay, yeah, Nick Khan. Yeah.
There's a picture of Nick Khan in the crowd watching the Rumble, and it states Nick Khan scouting for the next WWE releases.
Oh no!
And I just get the feeling we're going to get some releases this week
or the next month. Yeah, I can see it.
I can see it. Because why else is that idiot sitting in the freaking ringside watching a pay-per-view like this? Yeah, guys, I just wish it was something more better than this. I was hyped up the whole week. I got my kids ready for it, and my younger son was getting excited for John Cena to come. He was a little bit sad that John Cena didn't show up.
Yep.
But I just wish it was a little bit more.
But Pocky, to your point, this is why the past 2 or 3 shows we came off like Debbie Downers and like crotchety fans or something, because we called this, bro. We called this the past.
I tried to stay positive.
Yeah, we did. And we were both excited for this Rumble. We both were for almost every match except for the Doudrop match and maybe the Edge match. We both thought those were maybe going to be sleepers, but we were excited for it. But we called like the state of just how mostly the WWE has been the past like 2 months is not consistent or good. And we called this, and it shows, bro. They get to the Rumble and they trip over their feet, like that's just what they do. But to wrap it up, y'all, this is our staple segment, man. Wrestler of the week. This is what we end the show on. And even if it's just off JKL for you to show, you can name your favorite wrestler of the show. I know it cannot be the Miz. No Miz. No Miz. Yeah, you can choose the Miz.
Come on, man. Actually, it's not the Miz. I mean, I did enjoy the match the most, mainly because, like I said, it was people who I was familiar with and I actually liked, and I know good guy, bad guy, whatever. So it was just fun. I don't know, wrestler of the week. I'm trying to think. I don't know.
We can give you time.
Yeah, give me some time. Give me some time, because you guys know them better than I do.
Anybody else want to go? Wrestler of the week?
It's Nadia go. She has someone.
Nadia?
Sure. I thought, for me, it's Orange Cassidy.
What, Nadia? Are you kidding me? You're an OJ fan.
Fitz loves some orange juice, bro. He loves freshly squeezed orange juice.
Dang it. They done got my precious Nadia. God damn it. God.
The reason why is because I saw his match against Adam Cole on AEW and I thought he was awesome. I think everything he does is awesome. And also, Fez, you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but I thought of this year because I'm going to, hopefully Montreal Comic Con is coming or another convention that I go, but I thought of cosplaying myself as him. So yeah, I've been like saying to myself, that would be so fun if I could cosplay myself as him. I was like, okay, I need like pants and everything, and just get myself on.
Nadia, you better than that, Nadia.
Hush. Get him out of the stream, Vince. Get him out of the stream. He's thank you. So the thing is, the reason why I want to cosplay him is because I love how he is. I love how he wrestles. I know some people are like, oh, no, but I think it's like, yes, his how he is, it's a little cheesy, but they should take him seriously because of how he wrestles. He is a great wrestler, how he is. You can bring him back. Bring him back. Bring him back. Bring him back.
I agree with you. Orange Cassidy has been performing very well. He's showing with Adam Cole. That was a very good match. I did
Don't encourage her, Pop Heat. Come on.
I think next week I'm gonna bring a nice freshly squeezed glass of orange juice for the show. I think that's definitely what I'm gonna have to do. Let's write that down.
JKL, do you see what I'm left to deal with? They made a mockery of the business, sir. Now we just got guys going around putting their hands in their pocket, just trying to act all. It's not JKL.
I just need to get an orange. I need to get 2 Orange Cassidy shirts because I don't have his shirt yet. But I need to have one of his shirts so that I can
You gonna waste your money on that shirt. You are gonna waste your hard-earned dollar.
No, I want a shirt like him. I need a shirt like him.
But you're better than him, Nadia. He should be trying to be like you. He should cosplay as you, Nadia, not the other way around. Okay, I gotta put my foot down somewhere, guys.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Oh man,
I'm sorry.
that's funny.
But I'm not changing my mind, so my
You don't have to,
WrestleMania
Nadia. I'll just give you a hard time. I love you. I'll give you a hard time. I promise. Your wrestler of the week could be the Miz. It could be OJ. It could be the Santa Claus from the 05 edition.
I can give you a harder time test if you want to.
Fitz. Someone's asking you to play some Dark Souls there, bro. What episode are you on? Bro?
Tell 14, me. Dark right? Souls. 14, 15?
I hate you.
15?
Oh, no.
Dark Souls. Let's get some Dark Souls going there, bro. Listen, I just want to, before I get to my wrestler of the week, guys, I just want everybody to raise their hand and just acknowledge your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, for saving the Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
You know what? We don't listen. Thank y'all for coming.
Can I say something before you pop him back? Can I say something before he pops? Don't pop him back. Thank you. Can I say something? I never acknowledge Roman Reigns, and I will never, ever acknowledge him. I will never acknowledge him.
I was like,
I will never.
I like that. Though.
It's just a matter of time. Just raise your hand.
Oh my God!
Acknowledge your tribal.
You want me to raise my hand? Okay, I'll raise my hand.
Okay, guys, listen. My wrestler of the week, as annoying as this guy is, he is so annoying. But I thought he actually had a decent Royal Rumble showing, and he's not. He performs well in the ring. His name is Rick Boogs. I really, really enjoyed him in the Royal Rumble. I didn't know that.
Are you fucking with me?
Listen. I didn't know. He can be very entertaining.
Spice guy.
Listen.
You and Nadia got together and like definitely planned the joke.
Fitz,
right?
Just with a slight tweak, just a little bit of a tweak to his character and his gimmick. I think he can save the WWE, guys. Definitely.
Don't choke. Don't choke. Don't choke.
Why am I left with these
Don't
people?
choke.
Oh no, Fat walked away.
JKL, please tell me you got a wrestler that means something, dog.
The Miz, come on, bro. You know
Look, we gotta look. I'm gonna bring him back in.
Yes.
I'm gonna give him one more chance. He's gonna get one more chance. Hold on. We gotta give him one more chance to fix his statement. If not, I think I'm gonna blow my brains out. Go ahead,
okay. All right, not the Miz. Maurice, damn it. She wrestled her ass off. That was an awesome match. They both did very well.
Listen, besides
honestly, I'll say I like Doudrop. I enjoyed her in that match versus Becky Lynch. She definitely showed some athleticism. It was a decent match to me. I just don't like Becky Lynch, but I did enjoy Doudrop. I never saw her wrestle before, and I was pleasantly surprised. So I'll say her in complete seriousness.
I think besides the Royal Rumble, guys, being such a disappointment, I think the other disappointment for the week was that we didn't get to see some red rum by my man Hook. I don't know why they don't just put this guy on AEW every week. He's very talented, and I was so sad that he wasn't at Beach Break or whatever they decided to do.
Funny thing, Tony Khan brought him out in the middle of the show whenever they were ending one show and starting like Dynamite.
The next one,
he brought him out and Hook literally stood on the stage because Tony was like, we know this is what you want, so I want to make sure I give the fans what they want. So he didn't put him in a match on the show they were about to have. He literally brought him out and put him on stage, and then he walked back. That was literally it, bro.
Now listen, Al, I'm not sure if you do know, but the person we're talking about, Hook, is son of a wrestler you probably know.
Taz.
Taz, yeah.
Okay. And
he's just telling me about him earlier. Yeah.
He's been performing extraordinary. This boy, he looks like a twig, but he's got literally he looks like a twig, but the strength that this guy has and the accuracy on throws and suplexes is absolutely amazing. But yeah, anyway, double disappointed this week.
Well, I enjoyed the Royal Rumble. I mean, you guys watch week after week after week. So as far as how entertaining it was for you, it's different for me. I'm sure it was more entertaining for me, having not really watched wrestling in so long, to see like just some good action. But I think I'm gonna watch Raw tomorrow. So we're gonna I'll keep up.
Oh God, you gonna watch the dreadiest show that they
listen.
have.
They're gonna boo her.
I gotta stay into it, man.
Take it easy, Sam. Appreciate you, brother.
We're getting another wrestling fan. We should support him.
Yeah, right.
Tell him not to watch him.
Right.
We should support him.
Remember, I'm old school, man. I used to watch the '80s before the first WrestleMania. I've been watching wrestling. All right, I only fell out like the past maybe 6 years. So,
talking about the first Royal Rumble, I was saying to my kids how the first Royal Rumble, everybody stood in the ring, and they eliminated each other. No, there was no entrances. They all stood in the ring.
Yeah.
And my younger son says to me, "Wow, those rings are definitely strong if they can hold so many people in at once."
They are.
And if I actually had to tell him the size of the men that were actually around in the 80s or whenever the first Royal Rumble was, those guys were big, man. So they had big reinforcements of their rings
and bigger, all of them.
Yeah. But they're still
they were 6 foot both ways, and I'm not meaning anything but
yeah.
Honestly, shoulders 6 foot that way, 6 foot that way. If it's get your mind out of the gutter, you can play Dark Souls later, bro.
It's getting dark right now. What are you talking about?
Listen, honestly.
Go ahead, now.
No, but go ahead, Vince. You were not finished. Sorry about that.
No, I'm cool. No, I was just gonna tease Vince again. You can go on.
But one thing that I'm glad of myself is that on WWE Network they were showing like other Royal Rumble things, and one of them was Marquee Match. They showed the 1992 Royal Rumble. I was like, thank God I didn't delete it, because now I have something that I can watch and not remember that Royal Rumble. Yeah. Because that Royal Rumble cannot be touched. The main reason why, and here's why. The story with Ric Flair as number 3 was great.
Yeah.
But what made everything perfect was the commentary. You cannot touch that. How Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon were just nagging each other.
They were perfect.
They were the best, man.
Yeah.
They were the best.
Yeah, they were perfect.
You cannot touch Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
No.
They were the absolute best. The best two, man. And they had such a good rapport.
And I don't know why they didn't make a "This is not fair to Flair" shirt.
Yeah, that fair to Flair.
Yeah, this is not fair to Flair. It's not fair to Flair. It's like
fair to Flair. It's gotta be fair to Flair. If you're not fair to Flair, you gotta be fair to Flair.
And I think one of my favorite moments is when when Roddy Piper was there and he was like, "Oh, thank you, Piper. It's not a skirt, it's a kilt." And then when he's like, "You good freak, it's not a kilt, it's a skirt." But thing is, when I watched it, there was some little moments that I didn't heard, and when I heard them, was like there was a moment when Tito Santana flew and did a flying clothesline. He said, and you can hear it really, really good. He says it's a flying jalapeno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby Heenan was the best when it came to like teasing the wrestlers.
Everything.
He was so good.
Yo, Bobby Brain Heenan is probably the greatest manager ever and talker.
So good.
Oh yeah, everything.
Yeah. Well,
definitely missed those things.
We appreciate y'all. We ain't gonna hold everybody up too much longer. We appreciate y'all coming through, man. This was
Thank
fun.
you for inviting me.
It was fun. It was fun.
It was really fun
watching some wrestling.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring y'all back, man. You know, we're gonna have to bring y'all back to talk regular topics throughout the week, because we didn't even touch on Cody Rhodes' promo or anything going on in Impact or just all of it. So we're gonna have to bring y'all back for sure, man. You know, we appreciate it. Y'all got anything y'all got coming up on y'all like channels or your Instagram or anything this week you want to talk about? Or
well, anything? I know that I'm waiting for some packages because I want some giveaways again. So, and I should not be doing that, but it's like I know one day even then, my mom and my sister looked me like with daggers, and they're like, hey, "Nadia, stop!"
Hey, sometimes you get lucky and win giveaways. Listen, in like a month's time, I won like 5 giveaways, and I was like, "Sweet, it happens."
Yeah, but do you know how many times I won giveaways now? Too many times. No, that's my mom and my sister. They're like, again. Like one time I was laughing. My sister looks at me, she's like, "Oh no, not again. What did you win?"
Go play the lotto.
Good scratch off. JKL, you got anything, man?
I just dropped a video. Was it yesterday? Day before? I don't know. I dropped something recently. I got my Star Wars video I'm working on with my whole Star Wars collection up until that point, because I just got some new ones that I haven't shown off yet. I'm just working on the copyright because the music keeps getting copywritten. And although it's not a strike against my channel, I just don't want the copyright. So
yeah,
I'm just trying to
agree.
So, and other stuff with the kids and other crap coming. You know, I don't have a schedule. And Pop the Chaos this week is supposed to be on New and Old Funko Unboxings. He said Monday, but considering Monday's tomorrow, and he hasn't given us a word, I don't know if we're having it. So we'll see. Of course, Wednesday, 4:30, Hot Topics with me and my boy POPDHEAT. And yeah, that's it.
Oh, I forgot something. Next Saturday I'm gonna be is it next Saturday? If she has it, I sometimes, but I'm always there on Saturday nights with Baby Ice. She does a live on Saturday nights, and sometimes I'm a co-host with her.
Nice. Okay. Right. Yeah, y'all go check out Baby Ice then too for sure, man.
Yeah.
So POPDHEAT, you've been giving me a hard time. I shouldn't even ask you anything, But we do this together, so I love you. I'll take the lumps. But what you got? I mean, if you mention one thing about Dark Souls or a tribal chief, I'm a choker chicken.
Choker chicken.
Whoa. Oh, JKL, not
Whoa.
that chicken. A real chicken, JKL. A real chicken.
Whatever you want to do in your private time, like choking a chicken, bro. Listen, you don't have to mention it on the
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
yeah.
We have a lady present. I mean, come on, fat. Come on.
I could choke a chicken.
Oh.
Oh, fucking great. Oh, man, wow.
Good night, everybody.
All right. We gonna head out. We can't beat that one. Y'all take it easy. We getting out of here to choke our chickens. Peace.